Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Hey, Derek,
Yeah.
why do ghosts like to ride in elevators?
Why?
Because it lifts their spirits.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Tune into your favorite podcast for the Halloween episode. Don't miss it. And don't forget to put on your headphones. The clock is ticking. It's almost time. Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy Halloween.
No, I'm doing this one. Good evening, all you boils and ghouls, and welcome to another thrilling and chilling episode of, I am way too tired to do this tonight. It was a busy weekend, folks. I apologize. So you're just getting me. Sorry. Welcome to another episode of Three Geeky Dads. I am your host, your ghost host with the most, Mark, and with me, as always, haunting me like the many spirits that talk to me so are
Derek.
Brian.
And joining us, as always, from beyond the grave is our Psycho for the beginning to the rest of us series, Tito.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Hi.
There's
I came
nudity
to
in
lift
that
your
one, right?
spirits.
You certainly do. And
Dude, if there isn't nudity in it, I don't want to see it.
There's nudity in it.
Right?
Right? That's the one.
There's-
right?
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with
There's
I'm
Olivia Hussey.
Yeah.
So it's not just a
She's
clever name.
such a
Boobs.
hussy. No, she gets
Yeah.
naked a lot.
She's
Naked in Romeo and
she
Juliet too,
presents.
right?
Is that
Yeah.
where it all came from?
She presents.
The term hussy? Did
No.
it come from her? Do we know for sure?
No, I'm pretty sure it was around before.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to guess.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, as you can tell, we are kind of improvising this intro.
I wrote
but-
everything I just said was written down.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
You've got a playlist or something going.
that's IMDb.
Oh, close enough. So
He even wrote our responses.
Mark says something stupid.
It's all
yeah, it's
scripted.
all there. So we are continuing our month of Halloween fun, and we still got a couple of episodes left. So tonight, this is a fun one. We are going to, again, like we did last week, forego the appetizer because, like I said in the last episode, a lot of horrific stuff dropped over this month, and we have to cover it all because we know that's what you want to hear, what we think about this. How are you going to get on with the rest of your lives not knowing what we think of things like Hellraiser and Munsters? And you know what? We didn't even give you our review on the Munsters. I'm pretty sure
You don't deserve it.
you don't deserve it.
The lost episode.
Lying awake late at night wondering, what did the dads think of such and such?
I've got to know. And so tonight, again, we're mixing things up a bit. So instead of the appetizers, we're going to be covering Halloween Ends, the most recent and supposedly final Halloween movie in this trilogy. And we're going to let you know what we think about it. And then after that, back by popular demand, folks, a Versus episode. You asked for it. It took us about a few months, but we delivered.
And we're delivering big.
We're delivering big because tonight we are going to be talking about Jason versus. Oh, you don't want to spoil it.
They may not have looked at the title of the episode on Spotify.
Jack Johnson versus Raffi. There we go. Tonight's episode is Jack Johnson versus Raffi.
No, banana pancakes. Banana pancakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wiggles.
Who do you think would win? The Teletubbies or the Care Bears? There you go. So stay tuned. We got a Versus episode. We got a lot of fun stuff. So let's just get to it with an appetizer. That's actually not an appetizer. It's kind of a pre-main course.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
Brains only.
Yeah.
It's first supper. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have like second lunch, second supper. It's a wonder I'm still alive. Tonight, we are talking Halloween Ends. We all saw it. I saw it last night. I know,
Same.
Tito, you watched it last night, so it's kind of fresh in our heads. Guys, I want to know what you thought of this movie. It is getting mostly negative reviews, but this weekend I happened to come across a lot of horror fans who kind of dug this movie. So I want to know what you guys think. Who would like to start?
You want to go?
No, go ahead.
We're locking
Go ahead.
eyes.
All right, yeah.
Who's going to turn away first?
Because
I can do this all night. I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty interesting. I was wondering where they would go from the second one. It was interesting to me that they jumped so much time, and nothing apparently happened in between. But yeah, kind of fun, kind of odd. Like the whole apprentice aspect of the movie is really interesting, and that the actor that plays the kid, or even that character in general, the Corey character, does a really good job of being like really sympathetic, and then turning and you're like, oh, he sucks. I was like, oh, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
But I was really like, I'm rooting for him in the beginning for sure, and even like him getting his comeuppance, I'm like, I feel worse for the bullies than I did for him. But it's fun. It's got this. I like the way it ended. I thought it was an interesting take on the film, and I imagine like most of the horror films that we talk about that have such great followings get pretty shitty reviews pretty frequently. And I feel like this series will probably be remembered as fairly decent later on. I feel like people are probably going to go back into it and be like, yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm still not sure how I feel about this one.
Okay.
It's the same.
And I got to tell you why. I ended up watching the entire trilogy over the weekend.
Oh, I thought about doing that. I should
Well,
have.
the reason being was I started to watch it, and I'm like, I'm going to go back and watch the second one. And then I realized that I had never seen the second one. I had all this time I thought I did. And so then I'm like, well, no,
awesome.
I'm going to start from the beginning then. So I watched Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
And I liked 1 and 2 a lot. And 3 seemed to take quite a left turn for me. And I don't know if it's because I watched them all in a row. Mm-hmm. But the only thing I could think of when I'm watching that Corey kid was that this was a much better movie when it was called Christine. Mm-hmm. Like, he was the Arnie character. He was being bullied. His mom was Carrie White's mom. And he found Michael Myers. He found Michael Myers, who was his Christine. And he got stronger the more he killed at the end. I'm like, this is Christine, but Michael Myers is the car. And this kid is not really driving him, but it's kind of the other way around where Michael is steering him. But I couldn't help shake that parallel. And other than that, I liked it. I think I liked the third act better when Laurie stepped up more. Yeah. And it became more about her against Michael Myers and not so much about Corey and Michael Myers. And I did like that highly satisfying ending that I'm sure we're going to get to later. I don't know. I might have to watch it again.
Okay. Derek?
I agree. With the Christine thing, although I do feel like it was almost like he was on cruise control though, because he wasn't really, like, Michael Myers wasn't really doing anything.
He wasn't.
He was just kind of,
but like it
feeding
was
off of Michael Myers, and
yeah.
I mean,
but like
was,
that, like Tito said,
was,
that apprentice master kind of, like he
yeah,
was like almost like he's prepping him or priming him to be like his replacement.
But I see, but that's I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way about the dynamic, because I feel like he kind of thrust himself upon like wanting to be like Michael and be able to like kind of distance himself emotionally and be able to just wreak havoc or whatever without feeling anything. And there was the whole transference with the eyes.
Yes.
And I feel like it was just like I don't know, almost like a contagion. Like, okay, he caught what Michael had. He caught the evil, and But I didn't really feel like Michael was that invested in like training him or anything. He didn't even really like. I doubt that he had a conversation with Corey and was like, "Yeah, go get me some people and bring them in, lure them in here."
I know.
It was literally just luring the people that caused him pain
Yeah.
into that area, that place,
Yeah.
and just letting Michael have at it, and just him just watching. You know, the only time he really like he says, "Show me," and how do you do it? And all he did was just like, okay, well, I take the knife and I put it through the person, and that's how it's done. But
Without using so many words.
right.
He just points.
However, I will say, like, I really like. I love the introduction was awesome, like beautifully shot and just friggin' thrilling.
Yeah.
to watch.
The intro was
That was cool.
fantastic. Yeah.
And then
cool.
and it kind of see I the discussions that I've had with people about it, and I said this to Mark, like I think a big part of these types of movies, the reason why I think there's such a big uproar of people talking crap about them is because you have in your mind what you want to see. And the second they deviate from what you think they should, the path that you believe that they should have followed, people get all up in arms and they get selfish and they, just want to attack. Like, you didn't make the movie I want.
Yeah.
And I'm just as guilty because sometimes, I will watch a movie and be very disappointed and walk out being like, I didn't like that. But then I watch it
But
again.
that happens with every fandom, too.
Yeah.
From Star Wars to Marvel to DC,
Yep.
it happens in every fandom.
But if you go back and watch it, 9 times out of 10, when you don't like a movie that falls into this
Yeah.
type of category, a series where you had expectations and were disappointed, the more you watch it, the more you're going to like it and appreciate it because you get over the fact, like, okay, it's not going to change the second time I watch it. But I really did like it, and I was like you at first. I like the first time I watched it, I was very torn. Like, how did I really feel? Once you started seeing the Michael action, that wasn't really Michael, but like you saw the figure and the mask do what he's meant to do. That scene in the junkyard was fantastic. Like, that was
yes,
probably my
insane.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just loved every minute of that scene. And I did. I like, at the end, I'm like, I liked it. I know that it's not the end of the series completely, but I think if there's people out there that are that call themselves fans of the series and say that this movie, or even the last one, were not as good as Halloween Resurrection. Like, Halloween Resurrection is the real atrocity out of the entire series of these movies.
I don't know, man. They got Busta Rhymes.
They did get
they did get Busta Rhymes.
trick or treat, motherfucker.
I just, I thought it was a cool way to end it. And like you, I wasn't sure how they were going to do, like, after Halloween Kills. Like, what do you do? And the fact that they did jump ahead in time, I liked that. I was like, all right, cool. Like, it might be, cheap. A cheap escape to having to write something else, but it worked, and I think most of the stuff in this really, it did work. I think it proves that Michael Myers is more than just a guy in a mask. It's the idea and the image. Like, if we
It's
can
really hitting home that, like, pure evil. Pure evil.
which is like, what they've kind of like. I know. The Rob Zombie movies did a lot with that. Was like, with the dialogue from Loomis was about how he's just evil. It's and I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I've got to become
I like
more than a man. I've got to be a symbol.
something tangible.
Did you say tangerine?
It's the wrong Alfred.
Jeez. I should have friggin' known.
You
won't do another one.
sound more no, go ahead. You sounded more sure at the end than when you started.
Oh, you talked yourself into
I
that.
did.
100%.
No,
Totally
and that's
just talked yourself
honestly
into
like
it.
when
Totally
I
talked yourself into it.
when I get a chance to like talk about these types of films. It is the more I talk about it, and it's like therapy. You learn a lot more when as you're talking and things are coming out. So
Show us on the doll when Michael touched you.
what about you?
I surprisingly dug this movie. I don't know if the hate for it was just hyped up and I went in with zero expectations or what, or it was because I had just recently seen both the Munsters and the Hellraiser reboot. So this in anyway was a breath of fresh air. But
Like kicking us while we're down.
yeah, at this point, does it matter? Any port in a storm? And but this was
And that
surprisingly
port is
fun.
Haddonfield.
Yeah, I love the opening. I dug. The kills were an awesome payoff. I didn't mind Corey. I didn't even mind the, protege, the apprentice, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. That's not the goofiest thing I've seen in these films. Again, Busta Rhymes. I didn't
Wait
like
a
the.
minute. I didn't say his name so you could shit all over him.
Well, I did.
Tyra Banks. Shit
This
on
is-
Tyra Banks.
Oh God.
She was in that one too.
This is no, I can't
Nah,
say it.
no,
Anyway,
no.
let's move on. I didn't care for the romance thing like you. The granddaughter, or what I thought was kind of stupid in this one, but I get why she was in it to move the story along. But I didn't care about any of that. But what I did like was again the last half of this movie. It was a good payoff. I really enjoyed the kills. I liked how it ended. I just had a good time watching this, and when I was done, I wasn't sure, like you guys. And this is what I picture when I'm done with a movie and it's got to gestate for a while. I picture the alien chest burster. Two things are going to happen. I'm going to wake up the next day and the alien's going to come out and everybody in the Nostromo is going to die, and that means I hated this movie. Or the alien's going to come out, put the hat and cane on from Spaceballs, saying hello, and it's like, you know what? I love it, and I didn't love it, but I liked it. The little aliens dancing. This was just a entertaining movie. Did it have its problems? Yes, it had many, and it had a lot of silly stuff. I didn't even pick up on the Christine thing, but that's a great point, Brian.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of Norman Bates in this. I saw a little bit of Twin Peaks in this because there are some really quirky characters in this.
Yeah, there are.
And I laughed at
bully
the fact
kid with like bleached eyebrows and drumsticks.
the mullet,
What's his
mullet,
deal?
And
That was the most interesting.
the
like,
pudgy
ethnically
looking
diverse-
Sigourney Weaver
yeah.
girl, like if
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was stung by a yellow jacket and had an allergic reaction.
The one that was like the nice bully.
Yeah.
The bully that kind of regretted and felt bad.
But who
still
I
got
think
fucked up.
got it
Squished by a
worst of
fence.
all.
Oh,
Yeah.
she got,
Yeah.
that didn't even kill her. It was the stomp. Remember,
I
he
know.
stomps her.
He
Yeah,
stomps on
she
her
got it
face.
worst of all, I think.
know.
And the bullies were band kids.
Yeah.
What universe is this?
it
Where
was
It was like a
band
mix.
kids-
It was like the
Were they
it was like
band
the
kids?
Breakfast Club. It was like
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah,
jock.
I know they had the Letterman
Because there was one of them that had a leather
The
jacket.
basket case, the nerd, the fucking criminal. It's true. I was like, wow, what a progressive group of bullies.
Yeah,
I was watching. I was
totally.
like, wow, this is great.
I can't root against these kids.
You see, bullies
They're
can come in all,
diverse.
yeah. Bullies can come in all shapes and
They're
sizes.
gonna break into a song and dance at any moment.
Hello, my baby.
Like the Sharks
We're
and the
all
Jets.
in this together.
The Sharks and the Jets. Michael, crazy Michael, boogeyman.
Don't want to live in Haddonfield. Don't want to live in Haddonfield.
I feel stabby, oh so stabby. I feel stabby and Gabby and I was gonna say white because of his white mask, but
You're a football player. It's in your blood. That's racist. Your soul. That's racist. Your eyes. That's gay. That's homophobic. That's black. That's racist.
Sounds racist.
it does. It does.
I feel like they could have done without Allison and still had the story move along.
I agree. I
Like
agree.
if they had killed her off,
Yeah.
which would have been great.
By the way, Spanky, what am I president of? Why, the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
I think that
Her relationship with Corey felt a little, it felt a little
forced. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
It just didn't make
And
I wouldn't even know if I would call it a
unrealistic.
relationship.
Yeah.
Unrealistic. Like
Yeah.
it's
true.
She's a totally different character. I mean, granted, she watched her family get killed, but like she's a totally different character than she was in the last one.
Right.
Yeah.
In the last two. But I feel like if it probably would have been smarter to kill her off in the beginning so that you have Jamie Lee Curtis with nothing left to lose and still have her stands up for Corey and kind of befriends him and make it kind of like, all right, so he's got like two proteges. He's got one, I think that probably would have been a cooler thing to see.
Like it could go either way.
Yeah, you know,
I like that idea a
He's
lot.
Ben Solo. He
Bouncing
doesn't know if he wants to
between the
join
two.
the dark side or the light.
Exactly.
I knew you were going to bring
no,
that up.
really. I mean,
knew it.
like honestly, if you're gonna have the whole, if you're gonna go in on that,
Go
go
all
all in and give him a Qui-Gon
That's interesting. Or Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
you
that
know?
idea.
They, the thing about this movie that I did like was, regardless of what you thought of it, they tried something.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that there was another killer. A lot of people didn't like that there was less Michael Myers. A lot of people didn't.
It was the Moon Knight of horror films.
It was the Moon Knight of horror.
It really was. Yeah.
There's going to be Michael Myers in this Halloween movie, right?
No, you're right.
But
the fact that they tried something new,
but compared to the last movie,
Yeah.
which was really nothing but just nostalgia after nostalgia after nostalgia game. It was all, let's get as many characters from the original.
Yep.
And I remember we were watching it, Tito, and every other line was, 15 years ago, Michael Myers attacked me. 15 years ago, I shot Michael Myers. 15 years ago, I met up with Michael. That was the whole film. This one didn't do that once. It was like, okay, the fan nostalgia thing is done. Let's end this. Let's try this. And not everybody gravitated to it, clearly, because a lot of people didn't like it. But I give him credit for
what's
trying
interesting
something.
is the same guy, but really 3 different films. Like they're all really,
I was just thinking
really
that.
different movies.
Each of
They
them,
are.
The first one seemed to be like a straight up Halloween movie. It was very, and Return of the Roots. And I think that was what threw everybody off, because you saw that first movie and you were like, oh, they did it right. And it was, Jamie Lee Curtis. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have the sequel, and it's completely off the rails. And like you said, like that movie is a cater to the nostalgia, like just fun kind of craziness.
Right.
It's
like
chaos.
kooky. It's a little bit hokey.
I can't
then
believe
you
I
have
thought I
this
had
one
seen
where
it.
Yeah.
I really can't believe I had thought I had seen it all these
They
all
brought
this
back,
time.
because we always talk about it. We're always
Exactly,
saying
like
like
Evil Dies Tonight. Every time you say it, I'm like, why am I not really remembering?
I love that
that's-
scene.
Thank God it wasn't. Thank God it wasn't muttered once in this movie either. I was waiting for it, and it didn't happen. This was a Laurie Strode movie more so, and her coming to her conclusion really.
And I mean, it really it makes sense. Like it's a good trilogy on its own, to like in that way where everyone was different.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like the fact, especially with this one, where they did something so off the rails and like just out there, like that no one was expecting, and no one it was such a departure from the entire series.
Right.
Like that's good, because you have there's so many of these movies. You can't just keep making the same one over and over again.
No, because people are going to complain about that.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the same
so it's
thing.
like, at least if you're going to complain, we're going to give you something
to complain about.
We're going to give you something, you know.
I did actually really enjoyed the idea of, because I always wonder whenever I see a movie like, and then what?
Yeah.
I like the idea of them, what they're doing after part 2 and how they're living their lives. What just happened, because a lot of the times the sequel's going right back into it. There's really no time to breathe.
Yep.
You're just boom, new sequel, guys killing again. You get a little bit of something like, oh, this is what they've been doing over the last 5, 20, whatever years. But they actually kind of dug a little deep on it.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias is like one of my favorite movies ever.
Lois, I'm just warning you. If this movie turns me gay, I'm going to start bringing gay guys home. And I don't mean the classy, maybe they are, maybe they're not gay guys. I mean those big, oh my God, here they come floating around making noise gay guys, not to fix up your house gay guys.
Peter, it's starting.
And after that opening, it was like Steel Magnolias, Terms of Endearment. It was very like, I was honestly, I was loving it. I was like, and she's dating people.
No,
and her and Will Patton have the moment in the grocery store, and I like your face.
Cool. And then they turn it again.
This is fun.
But then they turn it again right after that scene with Will Patton, because
the woman
then
in the
she goes outside.
lot.
Yeah, and you start realizing
she survived. I was
she
she survived that shit to her neck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I loved that. I loved seeing that.
That was kind of the Jaws moment,
because we all think, Laurie's a hero. Like she's a badass. She just killed him again. But the fact that she became a pariah, like because of the fact that she lured him back out. And just like, I wasn't expecting that type of, dynamic with the town and her, especially after Halloween Kills, because it's like the
town went nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
so
it's
weird trying to watch
everybody's
these.
afraid, and that's kind of cool how this spirit of Michael lingers on. And if you read like some of the comic books that were made after this, there are universes where Haddonfield is basically a ghost town because Michael just keeps coming back, and nobody wants to live there because they can't get rid of him.
And those that were there are now
Dead
Michael Varder.
or crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird because
like the homeless guy in this movie.
Yes.
There are a lot of people like that hanging around, and that's a fun story too.
trying to separate those films, it's hard because I'm watching it and they're being so mean to her, and I'm like, well, you have all these years of evidence, but then you're like, oh no, there's just part one technically.
Right.
We're forgetting everything else that happened up until this point. So 50 fucking years ago, this thing happened, and now it's back. So many 40, I think it's like 47 years or something to that effect, and that's where it's picking up. So in those moments, I'm like, why are you being mean to her? You know what Michael Myers can do. It's like, no, you really don't, because you were like a kid when that shit happened. So like you have no idea. There's just these stories that float around, and this lady kind of had something to do with it, but she's still alive, and everything sucks. So it's kind of her fault.
It was probably a lot longer than 15 years. But.
It's such an awesome character opus for her because, like, especially taking it from just Halloween. And it's like, so the way they started this trilogy with her being this shut-in, and, you know, she wasn't a pariah, but she didn't want any outside contact because she was waiting. And then she ends that movie as a total badass. Yeah. And then picks up and, like, you know, it watching her, like, go up and come back down and then come back up again.
Because in the last movie she doesn't do much of anything.
No, she's in the hospital.
She lies in the hospital and does the what Dean called the Statler and Waldorf, where they just commented on what was going on in the movie.
But at the end, she, like, forces herself out.
Right.
You know, and same thing with here. Like, she wasn't in the beginning of this a lot. She wasn't very active, and she was so content on being, you know, having a normal life again, and so focused on that that she was just, it was almost like she was trying to, you know, pretend this wasn't happening. Yeah. And then eventually, obviously, she comes around. And so it's like, I love everything they did with Laurie Strode in this whole series. I really do. I have such an appreciation for her as an actress. I always did. And then, you know, it's kind of like, you know, she moved into such, like, comedic roles that
really in the mainstream.
Like, she did horror for so long, and then she distanced herself and made all these really, really awesome, like, comedies, and just kind of, like, faded, you know, into the background. And then just to emerge back to her roots, and just like the whole story, you know, on screen and off screen. Really, it's just it's so satisfying.
Well, it's awesome for her to come back.
The cherry on the icing of the cake that is her acting career. Because I mean, it's just like you said, it's so rich and it's so varied. Yeah, you know,
she didn't need to do this.
She didn't.
She's made enough movies where she can live comfortably.
Yeah, she got those yogurt commercials. She's
doing all right. She's writing children's books.
And and the way that she's talked about the fans and about the reasons for coming back and everything are, like, super cool. Like, it's awesome to see an actress who, like you said, she has no need to do this.
No,
she is Hollywood royalty. Like, she's a legacy Hollywood actress. You know, and she's done so many movies that she doesn't need anything really. She could totally just retire into a mansion somewhere.
So when I went to her panel, she was being interviewed, and the first thing out of her mouth was, "I owe, like, Laurie Strode my career." Yeah, that was the first thing I ever did. It launched my career, and even she touched on, like, H2O. How when that movie was going to get made, she reached out to Deborah Hill. She reached out to John Carpenter. She was like, "It's been 20 years. We got to do another one." Yeah. And they were both like, "Nah." So she was like, "Well, I still want to do it, so I'll get who was hot." She got Kevin Williamson, who was hot at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, and she got some younger hot actors, and LL Cool J survived, so I was cool with it. But, you know,
he had to.
He had to survive.
I didn't want to see him go.
No, he can't die.
All the rest of them could have gone.
And so then she gets this second opportunity. Again, you know, Carpenter's only doing the score with this kid, which is cool. And it's like so old school, but still very modern at the same time.
I really like the music in this.
Very cool.
Yeah, I really like.
So at least he's back in that aspect, and then she got some guys who are, which is interesting. Again, this is a movie that was made by people who love the movie,
right?
Yeah.
But then people who love the movie hate the guy. or
Yeah.
hate the people who are making it. But it's like,
Well,
you
like
got
Derek
the person
said,
who
everybody
created
has their
this.
own idea
You know?
where the Halloween franchise.
This is a fan, a super fan who got to make his fan film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Yeah.
it hit the big screen. Whereas like the fan film in my head or your head or your head might be totally different.
The
And
director is who? Something Gordon Green?
David Gordon
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's his name?
Danny McBride.
Danny
Oh, yeah,
McBride.
Danny
they
McBride.
wrote
I never
it.
thought I'd see his name
They
attached
wrote it
to this.
together.
Comedians in horror, man. Tito, you said
Yeah.
that before.
Dude, they have, yeah.
Totally. No, you only have so much to work with when you get assigned one of these icons of horror. There's certain stipulations that you have to follow. You've got to kill people, and you've got a slasher, and you've got to stick to a certain code, and it can be very boring and redundant, and the fans will not like that. But if you go too far out of the circle, they're going to turn on you, and that happens a lot. I think with this trilogy, quite frankly, I know a lot of people who don't like the 2018 one. A lot of people didn't like Halloween Kills.
18 was the Rob Zombie. I like the Rob Zombie.
No. 2018 was the first of this trilogy.
yeah.
But again, the Rob Zombie film.
The H40 trilogy
Yeah.
is what they call it.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
like that.
because the 40th
I like
anniversary.
that. Makes sense. But even the Rob Zombie one, it was like, oh, it's just Rob Zombie making a white trash. Well, yeah, but it's an Elseworld story, okay? It's
Again,
like
a fan of the franchise
who just did
want
his
to,
own
try
thing.
some shit.
And what do you want them to do? They still kill people. He still wears the mask.
Yeah.
You still hear the music.
Yeah.
And as long as I get those things, I will continue to see every Halloween film.
The two flips in the beginning and the end, I thought were amazing. Like the like you said, you love the intro. I thought it was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. I texted
because I'm
you guys
thinking
right
something
away.
else is going to happen.
Yeah.
and
You're
it's a
thinking
flip.
Michael is going to kill that kid.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
he killed a kid in the, was it the first one or Halloween Kills?
It's
In
At the
Halloween
beginning of
Kills,
when he gets out of
right?
the
well,
when
he
escapes
kills
out of
the
the
babysitter.
Yeah.
There is a kid there, but
Yeah, he doesn't kill the kid.
does the kid survives?
No. Remember that the tow truck, like, the kid.
Oh,
They
the
come
kid in the
upon
tow
a
truck.
crash.
Yes,
and
they
he
you're
kills
right.
that kid, and that was like
Sorry.
one of the big things.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, he killed the
Yeah,
kid.
you're right, Derek.
Well, just the dynamic of the original being the kid kills the babysitter, and in this it's the flip.
Yep.
It's accidental, but it's a flip, and like all the tension leading up to it. And you're
And
like,
it wasn't even
you
him.
could kind of see it coming. You're like, oh, he's gonna kick the door into this kid, and the kid
I thought he was going to kill the
down that
kid.
giant spiral fucking staircase because there's so much focus on the
Yeah.
spiral
Yeah.
staircase. So you're like, oh, the parents are gonna come in, and you can kind of see it, but that flip is amazing, and how he develops into, I guess, a sociopath from this kind of,
Trauma.
very
Forced
from
into
all
Yeah.
of this
being a
trauma.
pariah.
Yeah.
And even the end
He's got
where
shitty parents.
Yeah.
Michael's in the house and,
Boy, does
and
he.
Jamie Lee Curtis is stalking him. Like she walks by in the background.
Yeah. Oh, it's
As
great.
he's looking around, she's like quickly just walks right past him. And you're like, oh, she's stalking him now. It's just this great fucking. You thought I was
And
gonna
the way
kill
that
myself.
kid, the way that kid
Fucking
fell,
awesome.
like and
Ooh.
when he hit the
Yeah.
ground.
Oh, yeah.
I like had to
You
rewind
felt
that
it.
3. Yeah, I rewound it 3 times. I'm like, did he just like snap his head back? Like what?
Yeah.
What the?
That's too
both
nice of a
both
house
my
to
wife
still be
and
on the
I were
market.
like, when we saw that, both my wife and I were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We both said it at the same time because we didn't expect it. I expected
No.
the guy to either snap and kill the kid,
Right. Yeah.
stab him, and I said it from the beginning. I'm like, oh, okay, he's the next Michael Myers. This must be why so many people hate it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Oh, this kid dies by accident. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. No, he is the next Michael Myers. Nope. There's the original. Nope. Jamie Lee. It did keep me guessing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
kept me invested.
I
Yeah.
I assumed he was gonna kill the kid, but I assumed no matter what happened, it would have been accidental. 'Cause
Oh, all right.
It really did feel like he was terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was terrified in that.
Well, yeah,
ass.
because
Terrified of Michael Myers.
that opening scene when he arrives there to babysit, like you can tell he's like a geeky kind of. He almost looks like he almost seems like he's on the spectrum,
Right.
And he like just he like that he's just an innocent kid.
Yeah.
Well, the parents don't think
There's not too many male babysitters to begin with.
Yeah,
true.
right.
That's
true.
Right.
The parents don't think very highly of him. The mom talks down to him like he's
Yeah.
4, and the father
and the father's
makes
like,
jokes. Oh, I hope your babies are better than you cut the lawn.
Yeah.
So he's obviously he's not up there in the
Yeah.
popularity department. But I like the actor. I thought he did good.
Yeah.
And the more I'm talking about this right now,
All right.
the more I've seen Halloween movies where they're so bad they're entertaining. Halloween 5 comes to mind.
Yeah.
That one is just awful.
Is it?
It really is. Everything is wrong with that movie.
Yeah.
But I own it, and I'll still watch it. But I watch it like, oh, this is shit, but it's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't have that with this one.
Well, like
I
I
joke
said-
about Busta Rhymes, but actually,
Yeah.
I think he's a riot in Resurrection.
Yeah,
I'll watch
the only good
Resurrection
part.
again. It's got a cool opening where they, conclude the Laurie Strode.
Yeah,
of
but the
that
whole
universe.
marketing for that movie was the fact that she was back again.
was in
Well, that's
And-
yeah, that's what they do. All the heads,
For her- yeah.
right? You got the floating heads. You got to put Jamie Lee on there.
Well, I guess the story was that she was contractually obligated because she wanted to make H2O, and she wanted that to be the end of Michael Myers. And they were like, no, we want to leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
We'll let you make the movie, but it's going to be open-ended, and we want you to be in the next one. She
Well-
was like, fine, but I die in the beginning of the next one.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay.
She Harrison Forded it. And Mustafa Akkad's got it in the contract. Michael Myers will
he
never
will
die.
never die.
Yeah.
You cannot.
So
kill him.
you're going to get more Halloween movies. You probably won't get Laurie Strode again. I don't know if you'll get another reboot or whatever you're going to get, but you're always going to see these Halloween movies. And thank God. Because I love them. Even
Yeah.
the bad ones.
Yeah. Well, like I was going to say, I was unsure about the movie when I first started this episode with you guys,
Yeah.
and listening to all of you, I think you might have swayed me to where it's a better movie than I originally thought.
I want to do,
Despite the
I want to
fact that
do what
it's
you did
a
and watch
Christine-
them all again.
Yeah.
One right
Yeah.
after
We
the
like to
other.
make you
Yeah.
think.
After.
You know.
Yeah.
We hopefully we've done the same to the audience.
Spark some
Well,
thoughts.
maybe I
listeners.
don't know. I mean, you can
just
see
kinda-
why people wouldn't like this and many of the other films that get universally bashed. I get it, but I've talked to a lot of people, and it's the reviews I've gotten from my friends were, meh, it was all right. To I actually kind of liked it. So it
I like this
does
idea
have
that
an
people are
audience.
kind of surprised that they liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The expectation being
Because it got
based off the last
bombed.
one
Yeah, dude.
that people didn't like, that they were like, eh.
Yeah.
But everybody was going to see it.
See, but I didn't mind kills. I mean,
I didn't either. It was
I
hacky.
didn't
liked
mind it the
Kills.
I
second
was hacky.
time.
But I
again,
liked
I
it.
mean, and
Yeah.
again, after the first time and realizing like, okay, so this is the way they did it. You know, now I can watch it again and not have any expectations. And yeah, I mean, you just enjoy it more. You just
Yeah.
people need
Second
to stop,
viewing,
people need
I
to
let
stop
it go.
going to movies
Yeah.
or what, turning on movies that and having high, like expectations of anything. Like just go for what it is.
Well, they can, but I mean, it's nice that they have the passion to like build it up in their heads to be excited to go see these movies.
Yeah.
That's cool. That there's still a passion to see Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, whatever, right? But the downside is that we've been so spoiled with so much now. It's very hard to just sit back and enjoy a goofy movie like what is essentially
love
the
a goofy
12th
movie.
Halloween movie. This is this is the, I don't know the number, but this is the upteenth time you're seeing Michael Myers.
Well, now you know what everybody thinks. Before, you just know what your circle thought.
Right.
Now you know what everybody
Well,
thinks.
Yeah, thanks to the internet.
I mean, that's the best part of movies, right? Sometimes the conversation is better than the movie.
Yeah.
Or getting to a point where you're like, oh, actually, now that I'm talking it out,
yeah.
it's better than I thought.
I think it's 11.
Okay,
And
so
it's 13 if you count the two Rob Zombies.
all right. So counting the two Rob Zombies,
I
this
would.
is like
They're
the
Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the 13th time you're seeing Michael Myers. Relax.
You know what would be interesting is if they
And it won't be the last.
like
No,
you know how,
it won't be
So
at
you know
all.
how they have and then there's an infograph too out there, like all the different timelines, like of these movies. So like these two are directly related to part one, like forgetting two, 1, 2. H2O and Resurrection are another a timeline,
Right.
And then you've got the Thorn trilogy,
Yep.
which it was after the original two, so it was like
4 or
1, 2,
5.
like maybe they'll kind of reinvent that. Maybe they'll kind of go back and
I'm gonna tell you,
continue
when
that
we-
timeline now
I
that
gotta-
Michael Myers is quote unquote dead.
Yeah.
When we
know?
were in the hospital and I saw an old white-haired man in a doctor's outfit, I was like, holy shit. Is that Dr. Chalice? Are we getting some Tom Atkins? We didn't.
No.
Perfect opportunity to do so. Bring the whole Silver
That was Mark's
Shamrock
biggest
thing.
disappointment was
That
that there
was
was
my
no
biggest
cameo
disappointment.
by
because
By Tom
my
Atkins.
because my brother-in-law was so excited because he swore up and down he had a cameo in it, and he did not.
Like Superior Iron Man. Right. Superior Iron Man was going to be in
exactly.
Doctor Strange. And it's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is going to be in Doctor Strange. And they're like, oh, okay. And
That's what I mean by being spoiled, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have gotten those surprises.
Yeah.
And now we're expecting so much.
Yeah.
So
those
the idea
those are
just,
a perfect example. Yeah, like
Right.
think of all the different like all these theories that we're opening up the multiverse, so they're gonna put everybody we've ever seen on a screen,
Yeah.
like in somehow, and
Yeah.
people
And then
want
when it
12-hour
doesn't
movie.
happen, when it doesn't happen, they turn on
shit
the
on the
movie,
movie, yeah.
violently. You know?
like I liked that movie, but
Which one? Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange,
Oh,
multiverse.
Right.
I liked it,
It was fine.
but like I know people would have liked it had they seen more of that stuff. Like, and that's the only thing holding them back from saying they liked it. Which
No.
is just
Because
silly.
they didn't get what they wanted.
I didn't think you
Exactly.
liked it. I thought you said
Multiverse?
you didn't like
No,
it.
the
I
second-
thought you said
you
you,
said
you
you
watched
liked
it
it.
again and you didn't like it.
And they said he liked it less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
now
I'm
we're
thinking
talking
of.
it out and everything feels
All right,
better
he
the
likes it
second
again.
time around, right? Why don't you talk it out?
It's all about
makes
talking
sense.
it
I
out.
still liked it less the time we were talking about it. Once you brought up the whole thing about Mr. Fantastic telling what's her name the weakness. I was like, oh yeah, the movie sucks now. Thank you. I can't get past that. I think it was Marco.
That's
I was
just
like,
it's just a multiverse where Mr. Fantastic's not the smartest guy in the world.
He never is because all he can do. You know what? Let's get back on track. All right. So anything?
Siobhan finally watched it. She texts me while she was watching it and goes, "Wow, you weren't really you weren't kidding about Mr. Fantastic being spaghetti, huh?"
Yeah. Totally is.
So
overall, I guess we all like this.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I like
this
that.
is good.
I like the trilogy as a whole.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah, me too.
I gave Halloween Kills another shot and liked it better, but it's the weakest out of the three for me. So let me get my order is still the first one is the best. I would then jump to Halloween Ends and then Halloween Kills. What is yours, Tito?
I would go in order. These two were probably neck and neck for me because they're very different films. I'm a anytime Anthony Michael Hall gets a shot at a gig, I'm into it.
There you go.
So I was like, yeah, that's cool. They brought him in. Yeah, I liked how different. I like the Little John, Big John. Was that their names? The
Yes.
gay couple.
Little John and Big John.
Dude, they're fucking hilarious.
They were.
They're so
Yeah.
funny, and you don't
Yeah.
get that in this one. It's a whole different movie. It's a
Yeah,
completely
totally.
different movie.
Yeah.
And they're in the junkyard. It's totally fucking Christine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
19
Yeah.
Elm Street.
Yeah.
Freddy's back. Sorry. Ryan, how about you? Did you see all of them?
I did. I watched them all this
Okay.
weekend. So yeah, no. I liked them all. I liked, probably like you, I think 1 and 3 were better than 2.
Okay.
But knowing that it's a trilogy, the second one I think always is going to be the least one because that's setting up for the big finale. It's always setting up for the big finish.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think when
there are a couple of exceptions, but overall, yeah.
I know that's true because I do dig the Two Towers.
Empire.
Yeah.
Terminator.
All right, forget what I just
Godfather
said.
No, I do.
Back to the Future Part 2, I think, is probably.
No, I
Is that
still
a-
prefer the
No,
first one.
no,
Two's better.
I can't buy into
Two's
that
better.
one.
Two's
Tito.
better.
Two has a great story, but there's a lot
Two's
of that
better.
stuff
It's
that
your
can
kid, Smarty. It's two's better.
of The Godfather.
2 of Back to the Future.
Oh, Back to the Future. I thought you were talking about The Godfather.
No, no,
Back
no.
to the Future too. I agree with you.
No, see, I can't get behind that one.
What? Back to the Future
No,
too?
I don't like Back to the Future
You don't
2
like-
as much as
You
the
jerk.
first one.
That's all right.
That's it. You're
And,
fired.
and I think I like 3 better than 2.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
What, for Back to the Future? I like the Western one.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, that is.
a
That's an
fucking hot
insane
take.
take.
Yep.
you.
I like
do.
3
You're
too.
insane.
I think I like it
3.
better than 2.
Wow, good standing
All right.
But no,
ground, man.
if I agree with you, I think one was tops. One was really really good. The third one was good. Now that I've listened to everybody explain it to me why I should like it. No, I really was on the fence about it. But a lot of times I'm looking at this, watching it over the weekend, and I'm thinking, this is reminding me of something. And then it hit me. It's Christine. This kid is Arnie.
Yeah.
You know, he's being bullied and he doesn't have a friend except for what's the name? Allison was like Arnie's friend in that one and Michael Myers was the car.
That's true.
Turned him bad.
It's a John Carpenter film.
Yeah.
And what are they watching
Ooh.
at the beginning?
That's
with
right.
the kid?
Ring.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah.
They're not making paper airplanes. They're
Nope.
watching John Carpenter's The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little nod.
Yep.
I was.
Derek.
I'm with Tito. I think across the board with the 3 of them because they
So they're all
because
equal
they were,
to you.
yeah because
Okay.
they were such different movies. You really, they all had strengths, they all had weaknesses, and it was nice to see a trilogy like this. I dig any trilogy where like they go different styles and different, different feels, tones. Oh yeah.
Yeah, even if they don't succeed in the franchises, it's always I think usually it's cool when they try. Halloween 3, Friday the 13th Part 5, not so much Freddy. Maybe New Nightmare was a kind of a departure.
Yeah.
Did its own thing.
Yeah.
I like when they do that.
Jason X and New Nightmare, I think, were
Jason
like,
X. Yeah,
where they took the series and they kind of spun it on its head.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to reinvent the genre after you've already done it.
Yeah.
Like Halloween reinvented
You've
the genre.
established so much.
Like, what are you going to do to Halloween that it already didn't do for horror films?
No, it's true.
What do you want?
What do you, very quickly, before we get to the main course, for if anybody has anything, what would you like to see happen if there were a continuation?
More guns and boobs.
More guns and boobs.
A continuation.
That's
car
fine.
chase.
So
I like those.
And a car chase.
Well, let's see a guy punch out a window.
are you saying continue, like if it was to
like for
continue
example, I would
ends on?
anything. Like I would like to see I'd like to see more of what I've been reading in the comics. I'd like to see Haddonfield
town
be an abandoned ghost town.
Welcome to the apocalypse, Mr. Squidward. I hope you like leather.
You couldn't do it, but in another world, Laurie Strode goes back to basically hunt Michael Myers in Haddonfield is their playing field. You could have some fun with that. I would like to see a Silver Shamrock tie in somewhere, but that's total fan service. So Tom Atkins. Yeah,
I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. I think it would be kind of cool to see a continuation, jumping off the Thorn trilogy.
Okay, cool.
Kind of take those because they have a good chance of redemption with those, because those are usually panned as the lesser liked or enjoyed.
And I really like
movies.
those.
A lot of people do.
Curse of Michael Myers is great. Paul Rudd as Tommy Doyle,
but
was
they're
wonderful.
very different. And I would love to see them bring back characters from those ones. Like you want to do fan service again? Bring me, give me Paul Rudd. Give me the beautiful Danielle Harris. I'd like to see. I know she wants
Ellie
to.
Cornell. I don't think she's doing anything right now. Bring her back. Oh no, she died in 5. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, you can still bring them back.
Maybe she didn't.
Maybe she comes back with a gun and some boobs.
One can only hope.
Tito, anything else?
No, that was just
Brian.
No, nothing from me.
Okay, well that was fun. Shall we go to the main course?
Sure.
Main course it up.
Main course.
All right, so
let's call it a day on this.
Let's close out with that. I got nothing else.
Well, I'm not the Halloween fan that you guys are. I saw 1, 2, and 3. Never saw any of the sequels. I saw H2O in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I never saw the Rob Zombie ones, and then this trilogy. So I never read any of the comics.
You should
I never
see 4, 5, and 6.
Why? You said they're shitty.
As its own thing. No, 5 is shitty.
Because you haven't seen and somewhat enjoyed shitty movies before.
Right. And you might like it just because I think a movie sucks. When has anybody ever listened to me? I tell people don't, so go see it.
Yeah, but you say it like Willy Wonka. You're like,
Stop, don't come back.
don't. Stop, come back. No, don't watch Birdemic.
Meanwhile, back in my lab.
He's putting the TV on.
I remember when the Oompa Loompas came out after that movie was over.
Oompa Loompa, Loompa-dee-doo.
Loomis.
Tito, it's time to watch Alligator 2.
Look at that. Freestyle right off the top of your head.
I'm good.
You're like a young Busta Rhymes.
I was going to say, Busta who? Great appetizer, everybody. So Halloween ends. We say
Thumbs up.
Check
Thumbs
it
up,
out.
yep.
Thumbs up.
Check, yeah, it's good.
Good. All right.
All
On
right.
to the main course.
All
And
right.
for that, we're going to turn things over to our own
Let's lower the Madison Square Garden mic.
Derek.
Eating brains. How does that make you feel?
It makes the pain go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, the 3 Geeky Dads proudly bring to you a championship bout like no other that has come before its time. A showdown of epic and nightmarish proportions. First, from the woods of Cunningham County, New Jersey's own Crystal Lake, he has spawned dozens of books and comics, 10 fan films, several video games, and a show named after his franchise that he was just too busy to appear in. With a whopping 151 on-screen kills under his belt and a total of 11 and a half big screen appearances, the murdering machete-wielding mute Michelangelo of mayhem, Pamela Voorhees' baby boy, Jason Lazarus Man Voorhees! And his opponent, hailing from Springwood, Ohio, racking up a body count of 39 plus, as well as one hamster and two birds. The host of the acclaimed Freddy's Nightmare anthology TV series and spawning numerous fan films, games, comics, and books. The bed-slashing, dream-crashing, wise-cracking, teen-hacking, child-killing, scar-face villain, Frederick Charles Krueger, otherwise known as Freddy Krueger, bitch.
Boo. Boo.
Tonight it's every man.
Child killers?
That's a good point.
Teenage killers, yes. Child killers, no.
Tonight it's every man, woman, and child for themselves. It's gonna be mayhem. It's gonna be bedlam. It's gonna be one hell of a slobber knocker as we, the three geeky dads, along with the Jimmy Hart to our natural disasters, Tito, break down the two biggest box office horror icons of history and find out who will be crowned the king of the slashers and who will become just another victim.
Booyah! Awesome. Very nice.
The end.
All right, I'm excited.
Get it on.
Right. Get it on. Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Right you are, Brian.
Right you are, Ken.
All right, so.
Oh, let's throw it to Guy.
That's awesome.
That's a great show.
Up first is Baba Ganoush.
Hello.
I just remember one guy got up and did the yay, and the guy who did the voice went, fucking hilarious. Okay.
So,
let's, you want
yeah.
dive
You
right
guys ready?
into it?
You
All
guys
right,
ready for,
here we go.
Round 2 of Versus, Freddy versus Jason. Let's start off nice and light. And I texted this to you guys a few hours ago. Who's got the best headgear? Best headgear.
Oh, we're starting with that one.
Yeah, we like the hat, or we like who's got the best headgear? I feel like it's
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jason.
I don't know. I'd like to see the fedora on Jason. I'd like to see that crazy deformed face.
I think his head's too big for a fedora.
Probably, but it would sit right on top and rest, and it'd be kind of
like a tiny little clown hat.
He'd be chasing after it the whole time. He would just be like running around chasing his hat. Or slowly walking after it.
With a machete.
Yeah. It took him 12 days to get his hands on it.
Hold on, I'm
Walked
coming.
out,
Let me
he
get
just
my
kept
hat.
walking.
Whoa, shit. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. Don't move.
He kills everything between him and the hat until he gets it.
He'd be like a deformed little Frank Sinatra in that fedora. It's witchcraft. I'm going to go with Jason.
Yeah, I got to go mask.
Yeah.
The hat is very silly.
All of them. All masks.
What about Ryan?
I said.
Oh, you said.
Yeah, I started with Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started with him.
Yeah.
Guys are all in masks.
Yeah, thanks for listening, Derek.
Well, there was too many,
There's too much going
It
on.
was Guy's fault.
I see your husband is on the camera. Have you ever taken the camera into the bedroom? Huh? Have you? Yeah. I film myself. Do you ever film yourself? Whisper. You both film each other. That is so naughty.
Best name.
You are naughty,
Who's got
aren't
the
you?
best name?
You are naughty. I love naughty people.
Again, I'm going with
Okay,
Jason.
You're going Jason
Yeah,
Voorhees.
I'm going with Jason. Freddy's just an old man's name.
I'm going Frederick Charles Krueger because I think his full actual name sounds just like a serial killer.
Yeah, he's
And,
got the serial killer name,
It
for sure.
fits.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, you don't know what you're getting.
Getting Jason.
Unless you knew Pam and you know she's off her rocker.
I'm going to go with Freddy Krueger. Krueger, more so than Freddy. But together, it's an award-winning combination.
And you prefer the Freddy to the Fred?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because Fred Krueger is like
Fred
your
Krueger,
annoying neighbor
Mom.
who
Yeah.
fucking leaves shit out on the lawn. And you're just like, dude, Fred,
Yeah.
fucking fix your lawn, man. Freddy Krueger's like, stay away from that guy, kids. Right?
Mow your lawn, man. Look
Fred,
look
can
at
you,
all those ticks,
mow
Fred.
your lawn? You're bringing down the
Fred,
property
I let
value
you a
of my
TV
house,
tray so you can have
scuzzball.
some of your buddies over. Can I have that back, please? It's been like 5 years, Fred. Nah, Freddy Krueger, though. It's got a nicer ring to it.
I got it. Yeah, I'm going Jason Voorhees. I just think the name just is powerful. It has this powerful thing about it that I think is just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, unstoppable, is what it says.
That's Latin for unstoppable. Voorhees is
like
Latin
I feel like
for
I could take Freddy Krueger. I could take that guy wherever he is.
Well, a lot of people can. I think but we'll get to that.
I think Voorhees is Latin for poor swimmer.
That's
what it is.
We're not just entertaining, we're informative. All right, let's go with the big category. We're going best directors. I got a couple of, not every director, but the ones that probably have the bigger catalogs. We'll start with Nightmare, obviously Wes Craven.
Right.
I don't really have to say much about him. He's a fucking horror icon. So for the Nightmare categories, we got Rennie Harlan.
Rennie Cutthroat Harlan.
Who did Dream Master, notable works. And Ford Fairlane is a personal favorite of mine. Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Long Kiss Goodnight, and the box office bomb, Cutthroat Island. We got Stephen Hopkins, who did Dream Child. He did Ghost in the Darkness, Judgment Night. He did Predator 2, highly underrated film.
Yeah.
Blown Away. And then I went Chuck Russell, Dream Warriors, The Blob. He did The Mask with Jim Carrey, Eraser with Schwarzenegger.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
And a little known movie, Scorpion King, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No
He's
kidding.
got his big film break.
Finally, after all those other movies.
young Dwayne Johnson in his film debut.
And then for the 13th series, we got Sean Cunningham, who did the original. More of a producer than a director. He did produce Last House on the Left, House 1 and 2, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and not a lot of notable works outside of that
franchise.
That 13th. Steve Miner, who did 2 and 3. He directed House. He directed one of my favorite Ray Don Chong movies, Soul Man.
Oh, God.
I lost my spot. My Father the Hero with Gerard Depardieu.
And Katherine Heigl.
Katherine Heigl, before everybody knew how terrible she was.
What, I'm dying now?
He directed H2O and Lake Placid. Rest in peace, Betty White.
Oh, wow.
I have to change mine then.
And we got John Carl Buechler, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Yep.
He did New Bloods. More of an effects guy, but this guy's effects list is fucking insane. I don't have them all, but Ghoulies, Reanimator, Elm Street 4, Jason 7, Halloween 4, Carnosaur, Curse of Michael Myers. He did Hatchet, on and on and on. He directed Troll, and before this film, not much else. He did Troll, and then after this, not much of a career outside of the effects stuff.
Which one did he? Which Friday did he?
7.
He did New Blood.
New Blood.
Okay.
7. So those are like probably the biggest guys. Obviously, Wes Craven is fucking all time, so it's hard to say like best directors.
Yeah.
He probably beats everybody out.
Yeah. Followed by Rennie Harlan.
Right.
Right. You got those two guys
who have the best careers of the bunch.
I'm gonna go with Steve Miner because I think his credits are far.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
My Father the Hero, H2O, Lake Placid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. As much as I hate Katherine Heigl, I did love that movie. And it wasn't because of Gerard Depardieu. I just liked the movie.
Awesome. Are you crazy?
Are you out of your mind?
Nicole, are you insane?
Gerard Depardieu.
Who was a green card with him? Was that Andy McDowell?
Yeah. Andy McDowell.
Oh, shit.
You guys don't like Andy McDowell? She's so
she's
nice.
No, she's fine. She's there.
so nice.
She's there.
I was never a fan.
How do you know she's nice? Did you meet her?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah,
then.
she loaned me
Does she call you at home with the phone? Does she have a dosafin?
She loaned me $7 once.
Did she?
No.
Oh.
I don't know anything about Andy McDowell.
Well, then you
She
just
seems
wasted 5 minutes of my time. Thanks.
What do you guys, directors-wise, better of the two franchises? Who's got the best?
I want to say Wes Craven, but I think I might be leaning towards Rennie. I like Rennie.
But as a
body
whole,
work.
Nightmare's got the better director.
Then
Who do you
yes.
think has the best group of directors?
Then I would say Nightmare.
Nightmare. I would say kind of running away, but I thought some of the 13th guys had some decent.
They do.
They definitely
They're no
did.
slouches.
Yeah, but if we're going overall and
Nightmare wins that one.
Yeah. Who's got the best mother? Miss Voorhees or Amanda Kruger? Who's got the better mom?
I'm going with Voorhees.
Voorhees.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Voorhees.
Look what she did for her
Fiercely
son.
protective, as opposed to
she's a loving mother.
Yeah.
Just a nun who just was a hussy.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't her fault. She got locked in a room.
Yeah,
and
she got locked. She didn't,
Freddie
she
was-
didn't go
Freddie
in there
was-
and ask for it.
I mean,
Freddie was the bastard child of
she didn't look so good in that black and white habit. You know,
she was showing way too much ankle.
Way too much ankle.
I would go.
She was looking for trouble. You know,
That's what the Amish call porn, you know.
Yeah, right.
It's not enough buckles.
You know, I saw 2 Amish people at the airport, and I thought that's weird.
That they're at the airport?
Yeah, I saw two Amish people at the airport yesterday. And
Horses
I was like,
don't fly,
Wait,
so...
Hello, we'd like you to have this flower from the Church of Religious Consciousness. Would you like to make a donation?
No, thanks. We gave it the office.
Young
Just
ones.
buy a fucking car then.
Were they young or
No,
were
they were older. Yeah, this was not a Rumspringa situation.
All right, so they're cheating.
Wayne?
Mr. Dick?
Dick with a Y. Yes.
Daryl?
Mrs. Dick?
Wayne, feel free to call me Noah Dick.
Daryl, please continue to call me Mrs. Dick.
Brings you up the lane, Wayne.
Where are our daughters?
Anita Dick, now. Please. Our daughter, Charity.
Charity Dick?
And her sister, Chastity.
Chastity Dick?
Are on their gap year once.
Isn't that called Rumspringa?
Men are talking, Daryl.
Anita Dick and I are concerned that our little dicks have been bitten by the good time bug. And while dicks have been known to slip out on occasion, our fear is that our dicks have been out longer than we're comfortable with once.
Have you seen our dicks?
They were flying on planes. I was
That's
like,
true.
dude, just buy a car then. You need electricity. Let's stop fucking around. If you're flying in planes.
Maybe
but
they
I
can be
digress.
taken around in vehicles. They just can't operate the vehicles.
No,
That's
they're
bullshit.
supposed to be
No.
like, no.
Like the rules
no.
of the Amish haven't changed
No,
over
they're
the
not
years
supposed
at
to
all.
leave Amish country.
Nothing's
Oh.
changed.
Nothing's changed. All right.
That's the whole point of being Amish.
All right. I know they make nice quilts. That's all I got.
They make good furniture.
And they make good furniture.
good
Weird
butter.
Al taught me that.
Good
Amish
butter.
Paradise.
Good
So we're
butter
going
and
Miss
sausages.
Voorhees. I like Miss
I mean, Miss
too.
Voorhees, not only is she a good mother who defends her son and kills the people responsible for his death and then just decides to take it a little too far, but, you know, all parents do that from time to time.
Sure.
But she's really good at what she does.
Yeah.
She wipes out all those kids.
And she's looking out for other parents.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Because now, you know, he's long gone, and so are the kids that were responsible. But
Right.
she's, you know,
And think
she's
about-
making sure that the pattern does not continue.
Exactly. And
So
think
good
of
for
how
her.
she takes out those kids. She does them in very inventive ways.
Damn right.
She's
Those are
she's
some
great at
clever kills
archery.
she came up with.
Yeah,
She's great at archery.
She takes out that one guy with the arrow. She goes around with that little knife in her.
Yep.
She's set to
Hiding
go.
under
She
Kevin
drives that
Bacon's bed.
Jeep. Oh yeah,
Wasn't that
yeah.
her?
I did
Yeah.
that once, but I got arrested.
What? Kevin Bacon?
Hit out under his bed
You hit under Kevin Bacon's bed.
with a knife.
Was it during Wild Things? Because you were in for a show. Yeah, Miss Voorhees, definitely.
Yeah, I would go with the same.
I set the thermostat at 6 degrees.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, who was in heaven with Adam and Eve, who was in... Oh, no, I can't do that. Sorry.
Oh,
Judy, go ahead.
I want to see where that was going to go.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Let's. I'm kind of bouncing around. Best villain. Who is the better villain of the two?
I'm going with Freddy on this one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Freddie. Because just the fact that he was the source of my nightmares as a child, you know, and from just the first movie.
See, with me, if I had to explain it, Freddy had a personality, where Jason was just a mindless machine.
Yeah.
But I would think that would make him scarier.
No,
but
what, by being a mindless machine? No, Freddy
because-
was scary because he could infiltrate your dreams and he could become whatever you were afraid of.
Yeah, but whenever he came out of the dreams, he got his ass kicked
He
pretty
did,
regularly.
but he was still...
He's a small guy.
In every movie, Freddy was scary for the first 2 acts.
Right.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the first film, it took like Macaulay Culkin traps to if you watch him go after
Yeah.
Heather in that
he gets
house.
hit with that paint can. And
Yeah, he's stepping on Heather's micro machines
Yeah.
and tripwire.
The heat of the doorknob.
I am a Jason fan, but I have to admit, if we're talking villainous,
Yeah.
I got to go Freddy Krueger as well. He's having more fun with what he's doing, ergo that makes him more villainous.
So, I'm going to agree, and based on the previous question of the better mother, the more you think about Jason, the more he is like this protector of the camp, in this real fucked up way.
Yeah,
he
well,
protects
he's doing
the camp
what he knows
from
it's the
what
only
could
thing he
possibly
knows.
go
Yeah, he's
go
never left
bad.
the camp.
Right.
So he's like, all these
He's
people come
protecting
to
his
the
home.
camp,
Yeah.
and bad things will happen to other kids like me, so I
And
gotta fucking do the job.
Very
where Freddy
rarely
is-
does he kill the
He's
innocents.
kind of a hero.
Yeah,
He's like
he
the
doesn't.
Punisher.
He doesn't kill the little kids.
He's kind of like the Punisher.
He won't kill a dog.
all right.
He doesn't kill pets. He kills the
Yeah.
annoying people
Yeah.
who do the shit that you're not supposed to
They
do.
don't pay attention.
Didn't
they
he kill?
ignore.
No, but he did kill a. I want to say he killed a someone's dog.
Where in
Didn't
part
he?
two? No, it shows up at the end.
Oh, that's right.
They did
Okay.
find a dead animal though, but that could have been an accident.
He was like,
could've
"That
stepped on
wasn't
him."
me.
Yeah.
That's like in Seven when they're like, "Oh, there's a dead dog." Spacey's like, "I didn't do that. I only killed people." And he killed that dog. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait,
I didn't kill no dogs.
Even I have a line I will not cross.
In part 4, he does kill the banana eating hitchhiker lady who's just there trying to get a ride from somebody, and
But
ends up
hitchhiking is
eating a-
dangerous. Hitchhiking is a no-no.
So
Right.
he's like,
He's
"Sorry,
teaching her a
strike
lesson.
one. That's enough. This is what could
Yep.
happen to you."
You could choke on that banana.
That's right.
All right. So we're
In one way or another.
I'm going to kill you before you do it. Next category, best heroes. I'm going to list off heroes from each franchise, and we're going to decide on who we think is the best of the franchise. So we got Alice, the original hero at the from part 1. She doesn't make it too far in part 2.
No.
Tommy Jarvis, who makes it across 3 films. He kills Jason in 1.
He does.
He almost becomes Jason, I think.
Yeah. Well,
And then that
they
guy
were
gets
going
scrapped.
that way.
Then it gets scrapped. And
Well,
we got Tina the
yeah.
telepath.
Mm-hmm.
Tina the telepath.
Carrie. Tina the
Which was
Carrie.
interesting. I was reading that they were trying to. That movie was a response to the fact that they couldn't get the Freddy versus Jason film made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were trying to make that film. So then they were like, well, let's do Jason versus Carrie. So we can make the girl a fucking telekinetic powers.
okay.
And they can go up at each other.
I like that one. That's a good one. That is a good one.
So Nightmare's got a fucking murderer's row of fucking murdered kids. We got obviously we have Nancy from part 1 and 3.
Yeah.
We have Kristen from 3 and 4. We
Dead
got
heroes lying all over the
Jesse
place. in this
from
franchise.
2. We got basically the entire Dream Warriors cast.
Yeah.
I put them all in there because they're all badass.
Mm-hmm.
Allison, who's got the ability to absorb all her dead friends' powers.
That's right.
And her boyfriend Dan from 4 and 5, motorcycle guy.
Yep.
That's a good fucking murder.
That's an awesome
death. Great
awesome
death. If you were gonna choose who had the best heroes, which franchise would you choose? And if there's somebody I've left out, feel free to throw them in. On any of these
Because I was
things.
thinking, who's the girl that we love so much? Amy
Steele.
Yeah.
And that's why my pick is going to be the Friday the 13th series. Love Amy Steele. I like Tommy Jarvis's story. It should have gone further. It didn't. But I like Tina. I think there are better heroes in the Friday the 13th series. The Nightmare on Elm Street series, you got a couple, but not many. They're all just fodder. They're all really lined up to just be Freddy fodder. That is mine.
Yeah.
Just
With the exception of Nancy.
With the exception of Nancy, and you got the
And
Dream
was the
Warriors,
other- didn't
but
they
all
have
of
an
them didn't
Alice?
survive. The Dream Warriors fail pretty quick.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
But the idea
But it
of
was-
them.
The
it was
idea
still
of them is
cool.
cool. No, it's cool. It's a great movie.
See, I disagree. I hate Tommy Jarvis. I always have.
Fuck off, Tommy.
Amy is the only one of that series that I really dug, and probably just because she's cute. I definitely
cute.
I'm going with Nightmare because Nancy is the Laurie Strode to Freddy's Michael.
Yeah. She shows up in what,
the-
3 or 4 of the movies?
Yeah, and then just the way
Three.
that they when they did eventually do New Nightmare.
Yeah.
Like,
New
they-
Nightmare.
Yeah, but
They
she was
brought it
herself.
back.
That's herself.
I guess that counts, though.
But,
She still
yeah.
plays Nancy at the
she
end of the
does.
movie, so yeah.
But to me, like the core of, the core good stuff of Nightmare is the first one, and you can't have that without Nancy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I would go. I would go Nightmare just because I love 3. Joey Kincaid. I think they're fun characters. The Taryn character I think is a really great character.
Yeah, but
she doesn't. She's
wasted though.
She's wasted. She
That
dies.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
And
I'm the wizard master.
Yeah, right.
No,
Kristen
you're not.
is a
Fuck
really
off.
cool character that probably should have lasted a bit longer.
Well,
They all
but
should have.
doesn't.
but
And Alice, but yeah, you know, you might have won me over. Actually, with
it's
Amy
tough
Steele.
because you think Dream Warriors, and I swear to God, everybody when you think Dream Warriors thinks the song, and when they think the song, everything about that movie seems cool. But if you go back and watch it,
True.
the Dream Warriors, a lot of them suck at what they do. Kincaid and Joey are the only ones that
they all
Kristen
suck at what they
survive.
do. Well, they never get a chance to really
But Joey
get their shit going.
Joey gets
and
lucky.
Joey's power
Joey
is just so
should have died
amazing
in
that
3.
his power is so amazing.
But he thinks with his dick, and it almost got him killed in part 3,
But
and it
don't
did
we
get him
all?
killed in part 4.
Don't
What?
we all?
Not if I saw a beautiful lady on my waterbed. I'd still know better.
Yeah.
Would
I'd
you,
say-
Mark?
Yes.
You would just blast one off from
I'd be
off
like,
in the
you just
distance.
stay right there. Let me finish. I'm not
And then
opening.
see what
There's something.
happens.
There's no air holes in my waterbed. How are you breathing, pretty lady?
Yeah. Come over here and find out,
Joey's
big
a
boy.
fucking moron.
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
moron.
And you know how it would sound if she said that?
But that's like his first appearance too, with like the nurse and stuff. And, yeah,
Which is
he does.
hilarious.
He thinks with his.
Yeah,
you're
he was lucky.
Yeah, in his half shirt.
Brian.
I'm still going with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
based on
Brian.
based
I'll
on Nancy.
stand alone. That's cool.
The Dream Warriors.
No,
they-
he's a Nightmare guy.
No, I thought you
Yeah.
were a nightmare.
Yeah,
you
no,
were
the-
talking up Amy Steele.
No, I'm an Amy
You
Steele
changed
guy.
my
but
mind.
Yeah.
that'd be a whole nother versus episode. Amy Steele.
I'm
versus Nancy.
standing with Amy and Tina, if nothing else. Amy and Tina.
All right.
Psychics, baby.
Gotta love the psychic.
You can. Freddie
Call
couldn't
me
take
now for your free reading.
So what do you guys got? Funniest kills. So
Oh.
you could, from either film, from one. Who do you
Nightmare.
think has the best?
Yeah.
Nightmare has the best.
Yeah.
Has the best
As far
kills
as funny?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
overall. I mean, the head through the TV, the Roach
The Roach
Motel.
Motel.
very
That
good.
was one that
Yeah.
immediately stuck out in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to agree.
And it's
Yeah.
it's funny too because I feel Nightmare has the funniest kills, and it also has some of the like
Goofiest.
no, those like the scariest.
Oh, okay.
I'll save that one for the next
yeah.
time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like Power Glove. I think that one is fucking hysterical.
Breckenmeyer.
With Breckenmeyer.
Make Breckenmeyer.
Power Glove.
Yep.
I absolutely fucking love that. But it starts with like the Johnny Depp getting hit over the head with the
Yep.
frying pan.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your brain on drugs.
What the fuck?
Beef juice in the house. This is your brains on drugs.
Like, weed doesn't do that to you. America. Weed doesn't do that to you.
Hit you over the
Yeah.
head with
This
a
was-
frying
Other stuff
pan.
definitely
No.
does.
This was still Nancy Reagan's 80s when
Yeah,
they
right. It's like, this is your brain. The frying pan
Just
over
say
the head.
no.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Say no to drugs.
It's
And he's
easy.
like, I'm in a video
Yeah.
game. It's like, dude, weed doesn't do that to you.
Say no to drugs, but say yes to jelly beans.
Well, here's the thing. I think Jason has the funniest kill of all time, and
Is
it's
it
the
the
fucking sleeping bag.
See, that
Oh,
The fucking
yes.
funniest
Yeah.
kill ever.
that is the funniest kill.
Brought
and I
back in Jason
almost
X, which is
went-
even funnier.
Yeah, which is why I almost went with that series. But
And the cryo, like when he hits, one of my favorites is the girl in the cryogenic
yeah,
stuff.
this is
So
a tough
like,
one.
that movie
Yeah.
alone has some.
See, the Freddy kills in the later ones, they're funny, but they're way too goofy. I like
They
Scary
get a little
Freddy,
cartoony.
and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of
Silly.
kills it. I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on this one, Tito.
My other one,
Yeah.
my other one for funniest kill is fucking Julius getting his head punched off. It's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And
Jason
Manhattan,
rope-a-dopes him.
yeah,
He just
yeah.
rope-a-dopes
He's
him.
like, "You done? Okay,"
Yeah.
and he just fucking
Boom.
straight up knocks his head off.
Yeah, I'm going with, yeah.
That's a
You
fucking-
convinced
that's
me.
a funny
Jason.
ass kill.
Yeah, Jason's
That
got
one's
the
hilarious.
funny,
I love
yeah.
that scene
Yeah.
so much. I'm like, oh, he got him. No, he doesn't.
I forgot about those.
But when I started thinking about those two, I was like, oh, those are two of
the
the
sleeping
funniest
bag,
fucking
when the
kills I've
sleeping
ever
bag's
seen. And then when they
reenacted.
brought it back for Jason X, and they're like, the naked girls
Do you
are
wanna
giggling in the
smoke
bag.
some pot? Or have premarital
Yeah,
sex?
he's giggling in the bag, just fucking.
And Jason's like, what the fuck?
And he's entertaining
You know, we
himself for
say-
like that entire time.
We say
Just
Jason has
distracting
no
him.
emotion, but with Kane under that mask, he's able to convey some emotion.
Yeah.
And he does a good job. Why did he decided not to use him for Freddy versus Jason? Fucking piece of... Go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys ready?
Hashtag
Yeah.
fuck running you. Yeah, I'm
All
ready
right,
now. I just had to
Scariest
get that
kill. Scariest kills.
Oh,
Kills.
okay.
What do you guys?
Freddy. I had nightmare. I got creeped out with the bed scene because I saw this when I was a kid.
Johnny Depp through the bed.
Which one?
That one's mine.
Through the bed.
Johnny Depp through the bed.
Johnny Depp
fucked up my life.
And the chick from that one with the ceiling.
Amanda Weiss.
Amanda Weiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Tina. Hey,
Yep.
Tina.
That was the scene that I had walked in.
Yeah.
My babysitter's like walked through the living room and caught part of that.
She's flying
and I
around
distorted
and-
the fuck out of that memory, and it gave me such nightmares until
forever.
I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
No, Jason kills are awesome, but if we're gonna go like something that creeped me out, I would still go for early Freddy.
Yeah, early.
Early
Yeah.
Freddy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like 3 with the puppet and the
and the tendons
when they
and
marionette
shit?
the
Yeah,
furniture
that's
builder
fucking
from
great
Do
one.
you know that's the furniture builder from Seinfeld? The one who can't make a decision and he redoes Jerry Seinfeld's kitchen.
yeah.
I could do it any number of ways.
What do you want, Jay?
What do you want, Jerry? That's him. Yeah.
No
fun-
shit.
Yeah.
That is him.
I can go at this any way. Just pick one.
And he builds the sleeping arrangements for George underneath the desk.
That's right.
But we're thinking. I'm going Freddy too.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Because the kills in those. The only one I could think of was when Rick gets his head crushed and his eyeball pops out in part
That's
3.
just it's so silly looking.
It's silly, but that shit freaked me out.
I can
when
see
was
that
kid.
as a kid, sure.
it
Yeah.
freaked me out.
All right.
All right, so
Were we all? Did you say
No, I said
Freddy?
Freddy.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
unanimous.
totally.
Yeah, I said Freddy.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
all
All right,
Freddy.
cool.
Freddy across
Is
the
anybody
board.
keeping a tally?
No.
No? Okay.
In my
It's just
mind.
for
All right.
fun.
Oh, you are in your mind?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
I think
okay.
at the end, yeah, for sure we can decide on
Okay.
Okay.
who won this.
Yeah.
This is not a competition. It's only an exhibition. Please, no wagering.
Who won this? Who do you think won?
As of
this?
right now, it looks like Jason's on the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking.
Well, it's not over yet.
It's not over. We got more categories.
Nothing's over, Jason. Just give me something to drink.
Cut my mask,
Cut me,
Mickey.
mate.
Cut my mask.
Just cut me. Just cut me.
All right, so we're going. I don't know. I really like this category. I'm gonna throw out these actors.
Okay.
If there's somebody you think I left out, feel free to toss them in there. Best actors to come out of the series, not an established actor that's
Okay.
in the series,
All right.
but someone who had
A career
good
after
the series.
Okay.
And I'll start with Friday the 13th. We got Kevin Bacon in the original.
Mm-hmm.
We got Corey Feldman in Final Chapter. We got Crispin Glover in Final Chapter.
Mm-hmm.
We have Shavar Ross. Shavar Ross is Reggie in New Beginnings, the little kid. He was on Different Strokes for 46 episodes. He's in the special episode where
with the kid toucher?
the Kid
the
Toucher
bike.
episode.
Ooh.
That's Shavar Ross. Miguel Nunez from New Beginnings, who is Reggie's brother. He is Joanna Man. He was in a bunch of Eddie Murphy things.
Yep.
He's had a pretty long character actor
Yeah.
career. He was in
DJ
Life,
and Street Fighter.
DJ and Street Fighter. Who else do we got?
Oh shit. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Tony Goldwyn from
Oh, wow.
Jason
Wow.
Lives.
Yeah.
He played the president. He had an affair with a pretty hot lady in the show.
You also have Horshack. Let's not forget Ron Palillo.
Horshack.
Horshack. I don't know if he did. Well, he was on an episode of Love Boat.
So are we?
He's an icon.
Do you? Okay,
Are
but
we
he's
including the remakes?
established at that point when he's
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
He's
These are
already
people that
established.
got
You're
famous
right.
after.
Sorry.
So that's the thing. Like, if he's an older actor and he kind of has like maybe a second career out of that,
Yeah.
then I would say okay. But
So-
has he already kind of run his course
I
in
guess
the film
yeah.
industry?
Yeah. All right.
Right,
What,
'cause-
so does that mean Leslie
Unless you
Jordan's
count
out
Boxing
from Jason
Screech.
Goes to Hell?
Ah.
No. Okay.
No, he
All
is
right.
not out because
Yeah.
he's had a pretty big resurgence.
Who? Which one?
Leslie Jordan.
Oh.
from
Remember
Jason Goes
Pookie,
to Hell.
the Nina owner from Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah.
The little lovable guy.
Leslie Jordan from Ski
Oh,
School,
yeah.
Ski
Ski
Patrol, and
Shut up, Mary.
Did he have a big career beforehand?
no, but he has
'Cause
probably
he's-
the biggest career he's ever had. I would say
Yeah.
is right now.
Yeah.
Like people love
Yeah.
Leslie Jordan.
Oh, he's awesome.
So he's in there.
Zsa Zsa Gabor was also in there.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. Corey Parker. Corey Parker was in New Beginning. Corey Parker was in.
Who's Corey Parker?
Corey Parker was in Big Man on Campus. It's a movie about a guy who it's based off of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Huh.
You ever see that movie?
No.
So then this guy probably didn't have that great of a career. He was also in How I Got Into College, which was the third the third film of what's the name of the guy who did A Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer?
Savage Steve Holland.
Savage Steve Holland. That was the third movie he made, and it's not John Cusack. It's Corey Parker.
Okay.
So he did some films after that. Not well known, but who do we got? We got Kelly Hu from Manhattan, who ended up playing Lady Deathstrike.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You've got, well, he's an established actor, but I should point out, you have the agent from Harm, Brian, in part 8 as the evil uncle.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Oh, it's fantastic.
God.
Panel World, hello.
Grass speaking.
Yeah, my cat's cradle got out of control, so I pinned it to the wall.
What was this assistant's name, please?
Yeah, drunk soul.
I drink a lot. How come I didn't make the doer's profile?
Yeah. All you Mystery Science Theater fans
You know,
out
he doesn't
there.
have any lines in this movie, but, Kane Hodder
Mm-hmm.
certainly developed a huge career.
He
Like,
did.
I see movies now, and I'm like, oh, shit, that's Kane Hodder getting beat up by Eric Roberts.
How is that happening, for one thing?
Now I see movies, and I'm like, oh, fuck, Kane Hodder just got kicked in the face.
And he's gone on to play other monsters, too. He plays Victor Crowley
Yep.
in the Hatchet series. Yeah, so...
He's had quite the... Stephen Williams. So this is a question mark for me.
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
Stephen Williams in Jason Goes to Hell. He is Duke. And he was in 21 Jump Street. But then after this, he's in X-Files as Mr. X.
Yes. Those are the
so
only
that's
two
kind of,
things I know.
he kind of get... I'm question mark on him.
Well, he never really... Did he do anything after?
Nothing that big after that. Right.
But he's
worked steadily, but from 21 Jump Street to this, then to Mr. X, I feel like he's a career.
Yeah. I mean,
even
he's
after
in the
this, he's had a pretty
X-Files
decent-
mythos as a returning character. You've struck something.
Right.
Right.
A contract mark.
Yes, that's what it is.
We got Leslie
A
Jordan.
friendship with Chris Carter.
We said Leslie Jordan. Allison Smith from Jason Goes to Hell. She ended up going on to play Mallory O'Brien in the West Wing
Oh, see,
for
I've never
a very long time. And,
Okay. All right.
it's a really popular show, so I feel like she
like
got a
her.
good career out of that.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know if I missed anybody. Let me know. I'm gonna go on to Nightmare, and I feel like Nightmare is just gonna kick the shit out of this category because we got Johnny Depp, we got Patricia Arquette.
Who's that?
We got my boy Larry Fishburne.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
wow.
got like Robert fucking England. Makes a huge career out of this.
Oh, and-
goes on to do other things.
And Heather Langenkamp.
And Heather Langenkamp.
Just the 10 of us. and
John Saxon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he was
No,
established
he was
before
established.
that.
He was doing
So
a
I
lot
had
Yeah.
question mark for John
Yeah.
Saxon.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel like
Way
he was
too
more
established.
Oh,
established.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He
Dude already did Enter the Dragon.
That's right.
He's
He was
fine.
big in the
Right, Enter
70s.
the
He's
Dragon.
fine, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
He did lots of B movies
All
in
right,
the
well
70s.
done. Okay, good. Robert Russler, he plays Ron in Part 2, Weird Science. He was in Thrasher. He was in Shag. All of those films kind of happened after Part 2. So, he was able to establish himself with a career. Clu Gulager.
Clu
Oh, wow,
Gulager was
yeah.
already established.
Yeah.
But does he get a second
70s
career
icon.
wave out
Not
of this?
really. Not
Because
the-
then,
Well, wait a second. Yes.
so I got Willie's.
Because he did, didn't he do
Feast.
Return of the Living Dead after this one?
I put PM5, and I don't know what the PM stands for now.
I know.
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master 5, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
He did the Feast series. He did all three of those
Oh,
films.
he was in Feast? I forgot
Yeah.
about that. I've only seen the first one.
And there was an extended list of after this movie, he did a shit ton of horror films.
Yeah.
So I wonder
give
if
it to
a
him.
second career after.
Give it to him.
At
If you
least
can
in the
give it to
horror
Leslie
genre.
Jordan, then yeah, you can give it to Clu.
Yeah, a second career, I feel like.
Okay.
Jennifer Rubin from Part 3, she's Taryn. She goes on to become a Calvin Klein model. She does
she's
lots of
beautiful
television and
and
film
bad.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely gets a career out of that.
Should have survived.
And then I went Brooke Theiss
yeah,
and
yeah.
Langenkamp together because then they
Yeah.
both end up in Just the 10 of Us and kind of have a television career. My girl, Kelly Jo Minter, Yvonne from Number 5. Summer School,
Yeah.
People Under the Stairs,
That's right.
The
That's right,
Principal. She, she has bit parts. She works at the store in the vampire movie with the kids, The Lost Boys.
Oh.
She works in the store. She's in
Really?
the background.
Oh,
She-
no kidding.
I think
Wow.
she has lines in the movie that got cut out.
Huh, okay.
But she works the counter at in that store. And I just love her name. And she doesn't look like a Kelly Jo, but she is. Breckin Meyer from Part 6. Certainly had a career after that. Miko Hughes from New
debatable.
Nightmare.
New Nightmare.
Debatable. Breckenmeyer. Well, he was in Clueless, right? That was a big movie.
Breckenmeyer had
it's just funny. It's kind of like a running
54.
joke with me and my wife about this guy.
all right.
Everything he touches, it seems like his box office poison. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know
why.
about that.
What about Road Trip? Road Trip was pretty good.
All right.
It was a fun one.
All right.
What about that one?
That one what?
Wait a minute. I want to know who likes him and who doesn't like him.
Neither of us are fans of him.
Oh, you guys both shit on him publicly. Okay.
No.
Sorry, Brecken.
No. Yeah. You know he's listening.
Yeah. Okay, so the Ramseys are not fans of
As he's counting his Garfield money.
I like Breckenmeyer. I like Clueless. He's great in Clueless.
Yeah.
And then
Little skater
Nico
boy.
Hughes from New Nightmare.
Oh, fuck him.
He has some. He has a career. He sucks,
He does.
but he had a career.
Yep.
So if you were, based on Johnny Depp alone, and probably Lawrence Fishburne, we'll get both of
Wait a minute. Didn't Miko, whatever, didn't he have a career kind of before with Full House and
He was in Full House.
he was kind of established already.
Okay.
Because that's a problem that a
It's
lot
the
of
kid,
people
right?
have
Yeah.
with New Nightmare is that everybody plays themselves,
on Full House?
but they get a famous
He was on Full
person
House. He
to
was like
get
a-
to play her son, and that kind
Now,
of
was
took
he in
them
Pet
out of it.
Cemetery prior to this?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
was
then
way
he's
before this.
established.
Yeah, I don't
he
think
is
he
established.
got- yeah.
He's off the list.
Off the list.
Did
do you
you
got?
did you do the girl that was in part 2? I forget what her the name of the actress that
Oh,
was.
the redhead?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Pam, yeah, from the
That
what's
episode
she
of
went on-
Seinfeld?
Yes.
She was Pam from
the
Seinfeld,
Office?
Yeah.
Hellraiser 4, Bloodline, and
Hellraiser 4. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
she probably she was the book girl in Seinfeld. Pam,
book girl in
the
Seinfeld.
scrunchy or no scrunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's beautiful.
She
Yeah.
is.
No.
Yeah, I got to give it a Nightmare. There's way
I
better
think so.
actors that came out.
Got to
of that.
agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of they kind of run.
They got
away
some
with
good
that.
character actors
They
coming out
do.
of the Friday series, but yeah.
Which movie has?
I'm
the-
really hopeful for this Kevin Bacon kid.
He'll get him someday. He'll find his niche.
You're hearing things.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
things.
hearing good
day.
things about
I'm
him.
hearing good things about this.
I
Kevin
hear-
Bacon.
I hear.
I
one
like the
day
name.
He's
I
gonna
like
he's gonna shine, and then there will be a
And he
game
sounds like he smells
named
good.
after him.
I bet he does.
He smells delicious.
Where's the bacon? I smell bacon. 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 Gotta be bacon. Only one thing smells like bacon. That's bacon.
Worst movie. It could be one from each, one overall.
I think that off top of my head, I'd say Freddy's Dead is the worst one.
That's what I want.
I think
But I'd say, but I don't like a lot of.
the Friday the 13th
Fridays
ones,
has more bad ones than.
No, I see.
Nightmare
I
does.
can. I really enjoy them all. I'm trying to think of a Friday that even.
Well, that's because you like
Jason
Tommy
Goes
Jarvis.
to- no, the ones I like have no Tommy Jarvis in them. Shut up. Let me finish.
I've not fucking finished.
No,
yeah,
you
even
like New
Jason,
Beginning.
Jason Goes to
You like
Hell.
New Beginning.
I did like the beginning.
That's got.
And I like
Tommy
4.
Jarvis.
Yeah, no, I like Tommy Jarvis, but my favorites. Oh no, you're right. Actually, he is still in there, so I take it back, Derek. There's really not a Friday one I won't watch though, and I try to stay away from Freddy's Dead. And in the series, I really don't like that one. That's when Freddy goes off the rails for me.
Yeah, that was my least favorite of all of the films.
so-
Dream Child and Freddy's Dead.
Dream
are
Child
like-
and Freddy's
Dream
Dead.
Dream
Neck and
Child.
neck?
Yeah,
That's 5,
Super
right?
Freddy. Yeah.
Oh, I like the comic book thing.
I like the
Warriors,
comic book
Dream
thing.
Master,
I like
Dream
that he's a
Child.
comic
Yeah,
book
I don't
artist
like
named
Dream
Mark.
Child.
And Mark,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was kind of nice, but it's not a very good. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, Freddy's got the weaker ones for me. I'm gonna have to go with
Yeah, I'm going with Dream Child too. That
So-
wasn't a favorite.
I'm going to tell you this film after I tell you this category for worst movie.
Okay.
Because it's actually kind of one of my favorites also. So best movie of the bunch, of all of them. If you had to pick one or one from each category, one from each, who's got the better singular film? It could be any one of the films.
I think out of all of them, I think the best movie hands down is the original Nightmare. That's if you took that out of the equation, then it's pretty even because my next favorite ones are the ones that turned the series upside down, which is New Nightmare and Jason X.
Yeah.
I know that I'm probably in the way like
if we're picking the favorite from Nightmare. From the Nightmare
if you
series?
get favorite or best,
Yeah.
what I like, even if it's
like I know I'm in the
you could still
minority
think
there,
it's-
but I love those two movies.
just because it's your favorite doesn't necessarily mean you think it's the best.
Okay.
Like if you had to pick one that you thought
So
was the
from
absolute best
Nightmare on
film,
Elm Street, I'm gonna go with Derek. The first one is still my favorite.
do you think it's better than every other Friday the 13th
Yeah.
film?
Oh, better than every other Friday.
I'm taking
Most
the
of
first
them-
one from each series, and I like them both equally.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Right.
Yeah, but I really love Jason Lives. I have such a love of that film. That's gonna be my favorite one over everything else.
So my worst was Freddy's Dead, but I actually picked as my Jason is New Beginning, but it's also one of my favorites.
Interesting.
Like I think it's a terrible movie, but I love it.
Yeah.
Like there's no Jason, right? Which is the biggest dig on the movie.
Oh, spoiler.
But it's dude, the chick breakdancing, practicing fucking popping and locking, and then she gets strangled. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then little Reggie.
That should happen to everyone who
that should
pops
happen to
and
everybody.
locks.
She's just like in her room fucking practicing.
So
I fucking love that movie.
The thing about the Friday the 13th movies are there are a lot of bad ones in it, but because Jason remains Jason throughout all of them, really he's always the same.
Yeah.
I will always enjoy those. My problem with the Nightmare films is Freddy does not remain Freddy. He goes from scary to utterly goofy.
I went the first Nightmare, I think, is I actually think Dream Warriors is the best film of all of them. I really do.
Of all time.
Because it's superheroes, so that's going to win out for me every
X-Men.
time. Best origin story. Who do you think's got the best origin story?
I might have to go with Freddy. You can't beat the bastard son of 100 maniacs.
We're including like everything, like his before Freddy, the bastard son of that, the murdering. Maybe he's doing other things to kids.
I'm still going with Freddy.
Yeah.
He's got the better story overall, from like his origin.
Yeah.
To being, he's the son of a maniac to growing up to being a child killer.
Yeah.
And then, infiltrating people's dreams after he's hunted down and killed by the angry parents. It doesn't get better than that.
I can't remember. Do they ever explain how he gets that ability?
No, not really.
No, the dream demons.
The demons in Freddy's Dead. He's got the three little heads that float around and then they go into him.
Yeah.
And then at some point you get a dad. His dad was Alice Cooper. One of his dads was
Alice
Alice
Cooper,
Cooper, I
yeah.
guess. If I couldn't think of a better pro-choice film story than the Freddy Krueger film story, raped by 1,000 maniacs, a nun of all people. And then she's like, "This is disgusting. I will have none of you." And throws him away to be
No
raised
pun
by
intended.
Alice Cooper. Throws him away. Hey, Alice Cooper, you raise him. That's my one political moment of the show.
I'm going Jason Lives, Part 6, Best Origin, when he's brought back as zombie Jason by lightning.
But we're also including the history of Jason Voorhees.
Doesn't matter.
Where he
I'm still
comes
going
from.
with it.
We're going Jason. Okay. What about you,
I'm going to
sir?
go Jason because it's the well. I don't want to. I am wary to say the more believable, but it's something that could actually happen. I could imagine like not so much him, but the idea that like a kid drowns, the mother goes crazy.
Oh, especially the first one.
And if he had like somehow survived, but was all obviously like she kept him in hiding or something, like and then he finds out his mother got killed because she was busy avenging his death. I don't know. I kind of like that.
Murder spree.
Plus, I just feel like. I don't think when they first made Nightmare on Elm Street that any of that stuff was in Wes Craven's head.
No, it wasn't.
For who this character was.
No, because he didn't like half of what came after.
Yeah, and so it's like they just kind of were constantly, and that's the thing is like the son of a 1,000 maniacs or whatever, like
Bastard of 100,
like
10.
I feel like
Well, we don't know which maniac
someone
it was.
someone
Yeah,
in
exactly.
some writing room was like, oh, what if we made she got raped by everybody,
The only
and
thing
who
that- yeah,
knows?
the only
It
way it
all
could have been
mixed
cooler if it
together.
was like 666 maniacs.
Ooh.
Or 667, and the
Yeah, but it wasn't,
667th was the
though.
one that took. Right?
It was a random number.
I went
it-
Jason also. I like his backstory. I think I empathize with it more. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm best weapon. Dreams don't count. So straight up, machete versus the claw glove. What do you got?
Machete.
You go machete?
Yeah.
Claws. The
I
idea,
think
no,
of Meg. That's all I think of.
the idea of it coming up under the bed.
Anybody can wield a machete.
Like that was like this is the
Have
thing.
you tried? I tried once. It didn't go so well.
Stick at all your fingers.
Because of that glove, I always thought that he like came up under the out through the mattress and stabbed her in the bed, and that's not even what happened. So like it was just terrifying to me that he's got these knives on his fingers and he can just Yeah, definitely the glove. The gloves, everybody wanted to own a glove. Anybody can get a machete. Yeah. But if you tracking down a replica of that glove was like the coolest thing as a teenager. Like, I got a Freddy glove.
That's true. Yeah. But if you try to go into battle with that, you're screwed because you're not Freddy and you can't infiltrate. You're just gonna come at somebody like, and they're gonna be like,
no, but like as long as you're like you got some moves. You come down
isn't something
fast
you go into battle with.
You start flailing your hands.
Mark takes the D&D approach. the LARPing. Well, actually, if I was
Freddy, roll for initiative.
For each finger.
It's definitely cool looking and it's very iconic, but it's not at all practical.
I'm
taking a machete. I'm an old school guy.
It is very
I'm a
cool
classicist.
Yeah, I'm going with the glove. And I don't know if it was just like this town or if it's like every town. Like I can remember as a kid, even way before these movies, my mom would always talk about like a fingernail Freddy.
Yeah.
And even the name was Freddy, like Fingernail Freddy. And then these fucking movies came out. I'm like, did they base it on this guy?
Yeah.
Or Meg.
I remember thinking it was like I was like, oh, that's cool. He's got a glove with knives. Why?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's a gardening thing? That's a real thing people would do?
He's groundskeeper
That's
Willie.
hilarious.
Plus Ned Flanders. Ned Flanders does it with the gloves.
Say your prayers, Simpson. Because the schools can't force you like they should. Ma, these new finger razors make hedge trimming as much fun as sitting through church.
When Bart thinks someone's trying to kill him, and he comes out and he's like, "Say your prayers, Simpson," because the school shouldn't force it. Like
I don't know if they show it in any of the other movies, but one of the scenes, the shots in Freddy versus Jason, is him like creating the knives. It's because they're retelling the backstory.
Yeah,
and it's him making the knives, and like he's on the grinder, like sharpening and curving the blades.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
in the boiler room.
Yeah, I think.
And I think that is like that imagery is really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can go out and buy a machete, but like this dude made this weapon.
The kid was really good at shop. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
good. He's very
machine
inventive.
shop. Machine shop's totally different than wood shop.
Yeah, that's also true.
I'm not going anywhere with a
To be
glove.
fair.
To be fair.
To be fair, it is really hard to make something like that.
I have to freaking walk every goddamn time, Brian. Damn you.
Funny as hell to me. I'm sorry.
Me too.
No, you're not. You're not sorry. Don't even pretend
I was
you're
like, oh
sorry.
shit. Mark says that all the time.
do.
It's your catchphrase. It's awesome.
Catchphrase? Well, I mean, time to think one up yet. Well, the catchphrase is a pretty cool catchphrase.
I didn't know you had one.
But now I can't say it because that fucking thing's gonna go every time, and
It's gonna go on your shirt, the shirt that has
on
you
my
on
shirt.
it for
Right.
us.
Yeah.
We do merch.
We finally do them.
Dot.
We'll try not to get sued by the Letterkenny people.
All right. Best hometown: Crystal Lake, Elm Street, or and the towns that they encompass.
I was going to say, because Crystal
Elm
Lake's
Street.
not a town, and neither is Elm Street.
Yeah,
Cunningham County.
where they come from.
Yeah.
Where they come
New
from.
Jersey.
I'm gonna go Crystal Lake because that lake keeps changing from a small pond until it can
enormous.
connect to New York by Part 8. It's supernatural. That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Springwood by default because the other one's in Jersey. So as nice as it looks, it probably smells like a cesspool. So
Yeah, you could. I mean, but you couldn't pick
no
two
offense
worse
to any Jersey listeners.
states like Ohio. Who's going there? LeBron
Hey,
didn't
the
want to
Buckeyes
stay.
are from Ohio.
Yeah.
The Ohio
that's all right.
State.
Yeah, but they
Come on.
pay those kids to be there.
Yeah, well, good for them.
Scholarships, quote unquote scholarships. What are you going?
Hi, New Jersey.
I'm gonna go with Elm Street.
Yeah, I'm going Elm
Springwood.
Street too.
Yeah. I was never a big summer camp.
They got
guy
nice
anyway.
houses too. They got nice houses
houses.
there. They got nice houses.
I mean, they got fucked up people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have them at the lake too. That's why I don't go to summer camp.
At least not anymore.
Yeah. I couldn't sit for a week. No.
That took a dark turn.
Who's got the better title? Which film has the better title? Or films?
Like Nightmare on Elm Street versus Friday, or the titles that they've used.
Yeah.
I mean, the overall title, I would go Nightmare on Elm
Initially,
Street.
I was thinking like just the Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
But if you think
Nightmare on Elm Street.
you know,
Nightmare
at
on
the
Elm
beginning
Street.
or
Yeah,
Dream
because
Child
like Friday
or-
the 13th, it was just like numbering, right? Until
Yeah.
they got up to about 6.
Part
and
1,
then-
part 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Then the final chapter.
Yeah.
New beginning. Jason lives.
Yeah.
Jason goes to hell.
I like that title. I do like Jason Goes to Hell. And I like Jason X. But Nightmare on Elm Street wins.
Yeah, I would agree.
Agreed.
Who's got the best movie posters?
Oh, definitely Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare.
At least 1 through 5.
Yep.
1 through 5. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and the Friday the 13th movies have the posters aren't really that great. I was never crazy about any of them.
Yeah.
The only change they made was
none of
It
them.
was just different shots of the mask.
No,
well, and then in
first-
New Beginnings, it was a different style of hockey
Yeah,
mask.
it was a
goalie
different
mask.
hockey mask. And the first two, it's the outline
It's
of
the
the
outline
killer.
of him
It's
with
not
the
that great.
Crystal
looking.
Lake in
Those
there,
those
yeah.
first 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies are awesome. The art
the
is so
posters,
beautiful. Yeah.
And which movie has the most original premise, do you think?
Well, it'd have to be Nightmare on Elm Street,
yeah.
that series.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Friday the 13th started off as a Halloween ripoff, so
Yeah.
and kind of worked its way into all kinds of different steal from other origins sort of thing.
And that was my final category.
Nice.
So what do we? I mean, it seems landslide.
Yeah.
Kruger.
Yeah.
Say
Not a
winner
landslide, but you know,
by knockout.
He maybe a TKO. He
yeah, I
got
would
up
say
a couple of
TKO,
times.
yeah.
You know, Jason always gets back up. But then the bell rang on the 12th round, and it was like, oh, we went to the scorecards. And
Jason knows how to fight, though.
Jason
He
woke
knocked
up and
off
Freddy
that
went
head
away.
In
He
part
knocked
8.
the fuck off with
He
that
knows
guy's head,
he's smarter than he looks. Freddy's too busy joking around. He's the Groucho Marx of fucking slashers. So
and then I had a couple of little. Derek ruined one of them inadvertently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just messing around.
Son of a bitch.
It was the.
I'm just super smart.
I'll ask
Can't
it
take
first.
you anywhere.
I'm just gonna ask it first. Who's got the most kills?
Well,
Ooh,
that would be Jason.
yeah.
Yeah.
You even had the numbers, right?
If you were paying
Yeah.
attention to
Yeah.
Derek in the beginning, he gave the
No,
answer to
I tune him out after.
Yeah.
wasn't. Okay, I didn't think so.
165 kills?
151
151.
on-screen kills.
All right.
on screen.
And then that's not counting like all the off-screen things that are alluded to.
Yeah, I got 163, so that would probably include
Oh, really?
some of
So
those.
I was
yeah.
close, man.
But Jason's killing it in that category.
No pun intended, Tito.
Which film has the most nudity? One of my favorite categories.
That's gonna be. I
Friday.
want to say Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I think it might be Friday the 13th.
You guys are correct. 39-9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of titties in.
That's
Oh, not
that's
there's
an odd
dudes
amount.
too. There's some
Oh,
dudes.
okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's guys in there.
That's not enough boobs.
Well, it was nude scenes.
We're missing
nude
a boob
scenes.
here.
What I found was nude scenes.
Jason cut one off.
So there's some tushies in there.
Man, Friday the 13th had twins. They had. Oh man, they have it all.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street just had
The Doublemint
kids.
twins, right?
The they were
They
were the
your gum.
the British Doublemint twins.
Let's do which movie has the most reoccurring characters?
Outside of Freddy and Jason.
Outside of Freddy and Jason.
That's
correct.
gonna be
Probably Friday the 13th, right?
Well, let me see. So you got
Because you've got that one
Alice. Well, going. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
guy. Who's the one that you don't like that showed up in 3
Tommy.
movies?
Well, I like him.
Jarvis.
Yeah, I know.
Derek
I'm pointing to
doesn't
Derek.
Derek doesn't like. Derek doesn't know anything. Don't go by.
And,
But
and then
So he's in
and,
three.
and Alice is in 1 and 2.
Right.
Anybody else?
Nancy's in 3 movies.
Yep. Alice is in 2.
Kincaid is in 2.
Joey's in 2.
Joey's in 2.
John,
how many is Tina
John
in?
Saxon is in 3, if you count
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare.
So Nightmare wins that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, who's got the most reoccurring characters would be
That's
Nightmare.
it,
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
John
was,
Saxon.
I was like, maybe there's I was digging. Which character of all the films appears the most?
Jason.
Outside of
of
Jason,
Jason
or
and Freddy.
Freddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3 for Tommy Jarvis and Heather Leathercamp is 1, 2.
So here's the thing:
3.
I didn't count New Nightmare because they technically play themselves.
Yeah.
Like she's not playing Nancy.
Well,
she's playing
she.
Heather
But again, she
Langenkamp.
does at the end of the movie. They do kind of slip into character where they
Yeah.
have to. Outside of Freddy and Jason, it seems like it's a tie to me.
I would say Tommy, right? Tommy's 3.
Tommy's got one more than Alice and the Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy
Okay.
Jarvis.
Oh, look at that.
Tommy's in 3. So I had Amanda Kruger in 2. Technically 3. She's like named in 1.
That's right.
Mrs. Voorhees is in 2, if you count Freddy versus Jason. Kincaid, Joey are in 2.
Which I don't.
And this is, I got last category. Who has more black surviving characters? Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street?
Elm Street.
Friday the 13th.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Yvonne and my boy and yours, Yaphet Kotto.
Oh, I forgot about Yaphet
Kotto.
Kotto.
Doesn't die.
It doesn't die.
And
I thought
Reggie's
he
the
did.
only character in 13 that doesn't die.
Oh, the other guy does die.
His
cousin.
Miguel Nunez dies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And that's my trivia portion of the show.
Nice.
Fun.
Nice.
Good job, man.
All right.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Freddie.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know, I honestly thought Jason was going to walk out of here winning.
Oh, in my mind, he still does. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I mean, you made some great points, but
upset.
in the end, Jason's always Jason. Freddy's Freddy for a couple of films, then he gets obnoxious. That
does.
Just me. And as much as I fucking hate that movie, even Jason kicks his ass in Freddy versus Jason. So
I just Freddie was doing karate and shit.
yeah. When the hell did that come in? Oh, that fucking movie. Sorry,
he can do
Derek.
whatever he wants, man.
No, he
He's
can't.
Freddy Krueger. He does
can't
karate.
do that. He just cannot do that.
Yeah.
No.
He did Muay Thai, kickboxing. His fucking Hurricane It's hilarious.
No, I just think, like, I mean, the strength of that one movie alone, part 1, is just, it's so...
Of Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah. I mean, it really, like, there's not... It's... I don't want to say it's as good as Halloween, the original Halloween, but much like Halloween, I don't think there's much that you can complain about with that movie. I think that you know,
it's especially
very
original.
especially at the time. I mean, it was just, and it's the stuff of nightmares, like no pun intended, but. I mean, that's the only one I was able, like, watching the other ones. I was more like we used to, you know, do our riffing and stuff.
Totally.
I'm not afraid of any. I wasn't afraid of any of the stuff that I saw in any of the other movies. But that movie, like, Wes Craven just hit it on the head.
If you were going to compare Freddy to the first, let's see, Jason Voorhees in the first maybe 3. Well, he's not in part 1, but like part 2 and part 3.
Yeah,
I would say Freddy. But again, history-wise, the way it's gone, the way their arcs have gone, I think Jason comes up on
steady,
top as more of a badass, and Freddy gets his ass kicked a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. How old is Tommy Jarvis in part 4? Like, he gets his ass kicked once by that
Too
kid,
old.
but he does come back. Too old.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're in total agreement. I'm right and you're all wrong. Sounds great.
The stats don't lie, Mark. The stats don't lie.
Anything?
Numbers don't lie.
Do you want to hear a funny story?
Bring it on.
So my dad
I just
saw
said bring
Friday
it
the
on.
13th at the movie theater. The Cumberland Twin used to be up by the high school, right off of 295 over here in town. And he told me the story that after he saw the movie, he says, I wasn't scared. You know, it didn't bother me. You know, every time the killer was on, they did the ch-ch-ch. I knew when he was going to be on screen until the very end when he, you know,
pops out of the water.
It comes out of the water, and you know, everybody in the movie theater was like, you know, because nobody was expecting it.
peaceful
Exactly, you
music
think this
and-
is the end,
Yeah.
and then he comes up out of the water and drags what's her name down into Alice down into the water, and that, you know, being the last scene was like stuck in his head. So he's just getting ready to get onto the highway, and he put the, you know, the car in drive, and he turns the radio back on. I guess he was listening to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and it restarted because I guess he had his 8-track or cassette or whatever it was.
Oh, and
the Lunatic song at the end where the guy's laughing and
Yeah.
it's coming from the speakers in the back seat. My dad's trying to drive, and he's looking over his shoulder like, what the fuck? God. He said, the movie didn't bother me until the final scene, and then I'm listening to Pink Floyd, and the fucking guy's laughing in the back seat.
That's awesome.
The Carrie hook. It goes back to Carrie again.
Yeah.
All right. Anything making our geek flag fly really quick? First of all, great job, everybody. Awesome job on Versus.
Yeah.
You, the people at home, what do you think? Chime in. Let us know.
Yeah.
And give us some ideas, because we're going to do more of these Versus.
We like doing
We
them.
really
Yeah,
like
these
them.
are fun.
We got a couple we thought of today.
And we hear
but-
you guys like listening to
Yeah.
them too. So we got a lot of positive feedback on the last one we did.
And And I hope so for this one, too.
I hope so, too.
And if not, then, well, we tried.
That's all we can do.
What is making our geek flag fly, gentlemen?
I don't necessarily have anything making Geek Flag fly, but more shout-out oriented.
Okay.
As everybody knows, Mark took part in Monster Expo this past weekend. Of course. And he did great, and it was great to see a lot of our friends that we have through him and through Rubber Chicken. Whew, yeah.
I'm touched.
Jay, Dean, Josh, obviously. But I actually, making the rounds, kind of checking the place out. I met a couple other artists, writers, whatever. And they were pretty cool guys. So I figure I'll give them a shout out because I was talking to them about the podcast. And Aaron Beauregard, who can be found at abhorror.com. He's one of the writers I met. There was two guys hanging out. I can't remember the name of the podcast that they do at the moment, but they do a series on YouTube to kind of help walk people through the writing process of getting published, like starting your novel, getting it published. Daniel Volpe Horror is also it's Daniel J. Volpe, VOLPE horror.bigcartel.com. Another writer. And Ben Goldsmith, who is a New Englander, and he wrote the the Seance Room. A friend of Rubber Chicken Comics.
He's a hell of a guy, too.
He is. He's a fun guy. And he was doing little postcards with personalized horror stories. So shout out to him. Great guys. It's good to see artists in this field and elsewhere. And there was a good turnout. There were a lot of vendors there, and these guys were some of the ones that almost measure up to Mark, but not quite. Well, I was there only for you.
They totally do.
My entrance.
But thank you.
You asked them all to pull their dicks out? Disgusting.
What kind of show did you think it was? No, and
What did you think the monster stood for, Tito?
Monster exposed.
What's got 178 teeth and hides a monster?
What?
My zipper.
Damn.
Waka.
Did it just get hot in here?
That's what's making my geek flag fly.
Wow. Mine too now.
And he's got the flagpole to prove it.
Is it the Franco the beans? I don't know. It looks like I think it's a little bit of both.
Break some veins! Break some veins!
Well, shout out to you guys, Derek, Brian, Tito. I know you couldn't make it. You were in the you were in.
I was in another
Disney.
state.
You were in the magical
I was
world. You've been traveling a lot this past couple of months, man.
Instead of giving his money to hardworking little people, he was giving his money to the mouse,
to the machine,
to
the machine.
Yeah, I take it back. Fuck off. No. Brian, Derek, though, thank you very much for coming out, supporting me like you always do, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate what we do here, guys. A lot of fun and. Thank you. The only thing making my geek flag fly, I had no idea this was happening until recently. Joe Bob has a Halloween special coming out on Shudder.
I was going to mention that too.
And his host is Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, awesome.
How fucking awesome.
Oh, you know what? She was in the fucking Halloween movie. Did you catch that about that?
Darcy
was in
for literally like a second.
I enjoyed watching her getting killed.
Oh, she's never looked better. I love Darcy.
Now, what do you say if we form a new club and call it the He-Man Woman Haters Club?
Be nice.
You got anything?
I was going to mention Joe Bob. I'm just going to say that.
Sorry, Brian.
No. I finished She-Hulk last week, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it ended on a really good note. Very, very funny, very meta.
Yes,
it was. I don't know how I feel about it. Some of it I really, really liked.
Yeah.
And some of it I was like, oh, I want to see her smash something.
Yeah.
Other than
Matt Murdock.
Other than that, Other than that,
I heard about that.
I thought that was hilarious. But
yeah. Other than that, just still watching the classic horror movies, getting ready for Halloween in a couple of weeks. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Saw Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
A year later.
Evil died tonight.
I don't know how I didn't see it. And I'll tell you, I think I paid for the Peacock Premium so I could watch it without commercials last year.
Yeah.
And I never I thought I had watched it, and I guess I just never did. I paid for the fucking thing. I'm still paying for Peacock Premium. And here it is, a year later, and now I'm watching it.
But you did watch it. You watched it.
I did. I enjoyed the entire trilogy, so that's making my geek flag fly too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Other than your dick, Tito.
A gamer thing. Overwatch 2 came out. I love the game. They made a part 2. I'm obsessed with it. I've been playing a lot of that. It's a fun ass game. Anybody who plays Overwatch, it's just fun.
I thought there were already a few of them.
No, this is the second one. It's just been going this whole time with part 1. They added a 2. You didn't have to buy it. They just turned your 1 into a 2. Or you could buy 2. These people apparently are making tons of money. Somehow. I don't know.
God.
But they just gave
Somebody's
it
making those microtransactions.
Yeah.
Rockstar, take a fucking hint.
Yeah. Bungie. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of that.
I know that reference.
And traveling and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. Smuggler's Run, Tito.
Smuggler's Run. Dude, that's fucking, that was making my geek flag fly. Smuggler's Run at Disney is a fucking fun ass ride. The Velocicoaster at Universal Studios is a fucking awesome ride. I thought I might die a couple of times on that. I really did. I was like, this harness is not going to hold me.
Also, Disney employees.
Not like those 187 teeth.
Disney employees, please be nicer to Tito next time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Miserable bastards. You're in the happiest place on earth.
That's all. That's all I got.
Nice. Awesome. Well, this was fun, as always. Hey, folks, we have one other Versus episode you can check out. And while you're going back and checking out that episode, while you're deciding to give us new ideas, well, there's a whole slew of awesome episodes to check out. And for that, I'm going to turn things over to Brian.
Oh, you were looking at Tito. I thought you were going to throw a curveball.
Did you forget his name?
No, my eyes just don't go with my...
It happened earlier.
His vision is based on
It's
movement.
been a long weekend.
He was distracted by the glistening of the zipper teeth.
He answered Kathy and looked me directly in the eyes when he did it. It was very odd.
I get you mixed up with other people, Tito. There's a lot of horrible things about me.
Brian, where can they find us?
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com. Tito's still in Disney. And there, like Mark mentioned, you can find all of our past episodes. You can find places where you can rate and review the show. Please, if you like the show, give us a 5-star rating. It really helps other people to find us. It helps move us up the charts. We don't know why, but it does. Also, our email can be found there, as well as our social media links and our bios, our blog page, and our Ko-fi page. Thank you, Derek, for reminding me. Where if you want to make a small donation, it would be greatly appreciated because it helps keep this show going. Thank you very much for listening.
Cool. Thank you, everyone. So until next time, for 3 Geeky Dads, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
And we're saying Happy Halloween and keep watching the skies because Jason's up there in space because Freddy's not cool enough to make it up there. Nah.
That's because nobody's asleep.
Shut up, Tito. So until next time. Next time when we go back to 3 Geeky Dads because Tito's now out. We here just want to say good night out there, whatever you are. Fuck off, Tito. No.
Sweet dreams.
No, seriously. Good night out there, whatever you are.
Sweet dreams, bitch.
Aw, bitch. Bitch. Until next time, for 3 Geeky Dads, I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
And till then, I'm going to say keep watching the skies because evil dies tonight and then it rises up or something. I don't fucking know. Happy Halloween. We'll see you next week where we conclude our month of chills and thrills. Until then, good night out there, whatever you are.
I thought for sure you'd do a Jason X reference because he's up in space.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Where were
Do
you?
I do that from the top?
Okay, yeah. All right, okay.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. I think you should do that one and have that laugh.
I think so.